Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, everywhere in every time zone. Welcome to Toast AM, where we celebrate Art Bell and the glorious shows that followed. And let me bring on, as always, my co host, Dave. How are you doing,
Paul,
Dave?
I'm fantastic, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing well. First things first, you got home.
I got home. I made my way home. No thanks to you, but we're here. We're safe. The show can go on.
Indeed.
Dan
So
at least gave me a ride to the airport. That was very nice of her, I felt. Yeah,
that's
appreciate that.
she wants to pamper you, I guess. That's just the
It's
way that
a
life is.
I got
So for
a
those,
pamperable face.
that's right. For those who weren't with us last show, we had an unexpected incident. How do we describe it?
I would call it a teleportation incident,
Mm.
a space time, some kajiggery. Oh, look at that! Look at those two handsome devils out for a night
So
of the town.
Dave, through what I had, unbeknownst to me, Dave experienced one of his teleportation episodes, and the show became a live in person show
Yeah,
suddenly. Anyway, so Dave spent a couple of days, but we had trouble getting him home. There were pilot strikes and various things,
it was an adventure. It was an adventure. Yeah,
and so one of the things while I was here since last week, it was my birthday,
it was.
and while you were here, so
Yep.
one of the things that I'm doing tonight, I am enjoying some. I don't normally on the show do tequila, but I am having some birthday tequila because it's my first birthday
Since
toast to
since
toast.
well, in that case, I'm going to. I have here from. This is
Oh,
I enjoy this very much. So this is
that
this
was
is one of my
a rum you acquired while you were here.
one of them. Yes.
Excellent.
The other one, though award winning, I actually don't like as much as this one.
Hmm.
When we were
Interesting.
I should have gotten the 10-year, the one you got, because that was fantastic. But
That is I'm it's so good that I'm not allowed to drink it anymore because apparently that
David
just needs to be
Stone.
saved for. Anyway, cheers to everyone and the show.
Cheers, everybody. Mm, we didn't
Mm,
do it well. Here's to Paul's birthday. Made it through another year.
I did.
Congratulations, my friend, on not dying. I hope you do it for another, I guess, whatever, 351 days or whatever we're at now.
That's
From
right. Yep. And
I'm
uh
bad at
and
math.
and it was
Yeah,
it was a lucky a nice little thing to have you here for that occasion. That was great.
it was fortuitous. That wasn't the reason that I came. It was just a happy accident. That was just the week that worked out well for.
While we're also just on announcement,
Mm.
someone sent me this. So
Oh, oh! I want it. I want it so bad.
yeah, so this arrived. I'm gonna take it. It's one of you, but no, there was no card or there was no
Mm.
like note.
So we don't
So
know. We don't know who to
so
thank.
if you want to, if the person who sent this to me wants to confess, I would love to be able to thank that person. Yeah. So anyway, appreciate everyone and for being here. We are here, and it is Mel's whole night.
Yes, it is my
Uh,
favorite night of the month. It's two
Mel's
months,
whole
whatever.
epic saga, which we will get to very quickly. But it is also trivia night, as you can see in the graphic.
Yes,
We had last
we're
minute
pulling out all
decision
the stops.
to do trivia, so it's going to be a very full show. So I feel like we should probably get to it without further ado.
Yeah. Oh, but before we do, Paul.
Yes.
Well, we got a super chat.
Mm-hmm.
Longtime friend of the show, TC.
TC is
Says,
wishing me a happy birthday. Thank you so much,
happy
TC.
birthday, Paul.
Appreciate.
I feel like it's a little narcissistic of you to read your own birthday greetings.
Well, that no one's ever accused me of not being a narcissist.
But before we launch into to Mel's hole, I've got some really exciting news, Paul.
News. Okay.
Yes,
News. Yes.
we got there was a pretty exceptional thing happened to me
Okay.
this week. Um, you know, like so. Not gonna lie, this does involve one of our sponsors.
Oh. Okay.
Um, so and I'm gonna get a chance to talk a little bit about one of the very long time sponsors and close friends of this channel, Pants.
Oh.
Paul, you and
Okay.
I both love Pants, right? We're both big fans of their product.
Yeah.
Their
I mean, I use
their
them daily for sure.
Yeah, and you know what? It's not just the product itself, Paul. It's their attitude. It's the many ways that they strive to give back to the community,
Fair.
specifically the Toast to Toast community, and more specifically the show hosting parts of that community. But when I was out visiting, Paul and I were talking. We're sitting around one night, and we both we agreed that pants are great and pockets were a fantastic add-on. And Paul said to me, he's like, Dave, I feel like there's so much more that could be done with the concept of fabric tubes on your legs. And I agreed.
Hmm.
And then we both got blackout drunk, and one thing led to another. Anyways, when I got home, I reached out to Pants. I gave a call to our
Okay.
account rep, and but concerns isn't the right word, but voiced our thoughts and our
Ideas,
hopes
maybe.
that, yeah,
Hmm.
exactly, right.
Hmm.
And just said, hey, if we're out here, if you need something, we're available. And not just for you and me, Paul, for the children, right. And you know what, Paul, here's where something amazing happened. The account rep I talked to didn't just give me a bunch of corporate jargon and a "we appreciate your call," or the kind of stuff you'd expect.
Hmm.
No, she thanked me for reaching out to Pants,
Wow.
and she asked if I wouldn't mind being on hold for a minute. And I said, no problem. And I was listening to just a delightful instrumental rendition of "I Won't Back Down" by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure they weren't the
Hmm.
people playing this particular synthesized version for the phone. I'm getting off topic. Anyways, when the music stopped and it came back on,
Hmm.
do you know who politely introduced himself on the other end of the phone, Paul? I'm going to tell you because you're
Okay.
never going to get it.
I don't know.
None other than the CEO and founder of Pants himself,
Wow.
Patrick J. Pleadington, the man himself.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Patrick.
And
Wow.
Patrick, yes. Paul, I pride myself on professionalism, but I confess I was a little tongue-tied. I was a little starstruck. I had a tiny
This
bit
is
of a fanboy
this is fair
moment.
or reasonable. Yeah.
But Patrick was so warm and natural. It felt like I'd known him my whole life. It was great. We talked about my day. We talked about my dad, my family. We talked about the show. Uh, he asked if I had a new shirt coming. I did,
Mm.
but I told him I couldn't
Hmm.
let him see it ahead of time. And then Paul, he dropped a bombshell on me. Pants have something new on the way, something exciting. Paul, tonight I am so very excited to announce a new way to cover even more of your lower body with comfortable and stylish fabrics. Paul, let me tell you about socks. The latest innovation from the scientific geniuses at Pants, socks are the perfect accompaniment for your cargo pants, slacks, or jeans. They don't just look great, they help keep your feet dry, warm, and comfortable, even in harsh weather, provide protection from random cat pounces, and prevent the unrestricted spread of plantar warts and athlete's foot. And they're so simple, Paul. When you look at it, a sock seemed like nothing more than a tube of fabric you slip over your foot. It's so simple you'll kick yourself for not thinking of this gold mine idea. They're available in an incredible array of colors. You can get them in black, white, white with blue or red stripes, or beige. They come in varying degrees of thickness to meet almost any foot covering needs you can think of. And the most amazing thing, Paul, they're completely stackable. They're completely stackable, Paul. In extreme circumstances, you can add as many pairs of socks to your feet as you need to get the job done. So don't walk, run to your local pants store and pick up some socks. And then you're going to run back home again because you're not going to be able to stop yourself because your feet are going to be so dry and warm and comfortable. And that's not all. Patrick Pleadington has personally authorized me to pass on an incredible deal to the watchers of this channel. Watchers of the show can use the promo code Toast to Toast, that's TOAST, the number 2, TOST, when they are buying a sock to receive a free, absolutely no charge, free other sock for the other foot that will match the sock you originally bought. It's unbelievable. How are they going to make money like this way, Paul, giving away a free sock with every sock? I would rush out and take advantage of this deal right away before accounting gets wind of it and rescinds the offer. Hurry. Socks.
Wow. Well, thank you to the good people over at Pants.
Thank you to the people at Pants and Socks.
This is an innovation that who I hadn't considered. So,
I mean, that's every idea seems so simple in retrospect, right? But then that's the thing. Yeah.
Well, thank you to the good people at Pants for this this
Patrick,
amazing
thank
offer.
you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I love that the lore around Pants is growing as the show carries on.
We did get some
got
super
a really,
chats.
a truly delightful super chat right there.
So the first one I'm going to need you to read from Sunsick.
Sunsick. A photon enters a hotel. The bellhop asks, "Need any help with your luggage?" And the photon says, "No thanks. I'm traveling light." That's good.
Perfect.
That is a good one. Yeah.
Thank you for the super chat, Sunsick. Timothy, this one's also for you. I'm expecting.
Speaking of the t-shirt. Okay, yes. Well, this chair, I think, maybe has to go. We got it here.
The beatings will continue until morale improves.
Yep, the Blackbeard wanted poster.
Very good.
Classic. It is one of my favorite shirts to wear at work.
We have
My boss has a different opinion.
Ooh.
He just shakes his head.
We have another super chat, $10 super chat. Thank you so much for the generosity, Joe White. It's applause. Author.
I assume he's talking about your book.
Probably.
Or my ridiculous spiel.
What else?
To write for no
And
reason other than my own amusement.
Thank you, Roger. I appreciate the $20 super chat. That's amazing. I have to know.
That is amazing.
Is this terrific idea spelled socks or socks? Is it SOX or SOCKS?
I think that's a regional dialect thing. It's like a lot of things, Roger. You can actually spell it either way. The rule is just you got to be consistent.
Oh,
if you flip back and forth between the two, that is that tips the hat that you're maybe using a chat client or something. You know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, you want to.
I feel like also it may well be for the SOX maybe appeal more for the kids.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, the MTV crowd.
One of those, one of those sub brands that you do.
MTV. It's huge.
Yeah, for the kids.
For the kids.
And another super chat from Savage Cobra Official.
Oh my goodness, we're lighting it up today.
I have an idea. How about pants but short?
I mean, I don't want to. Savage Cobra, thank you so much for the super chat, and we really appreciate it and love having you here with us. But I've made my feelings on shorts quite clear. They are nothing more than less pant, and they're the kind of clothing option that somebody wants to wear when they don't care how they get attention. Just gonna salaciously flash my knees and lower legs out in public with no regard for hygiene or basic moral decency,
decorum. Yeah.
Show some fucking couth. Sorry, it's early in the stream. I don't want to demonetize you.
I think we're good enough.
I get so mad about shorts, Paul.
Yeah. Well, still, Savage Cobra, something. Feel free to pass that along to the good people at Pants. But just don't mention us. You feel free to put that in their inbox. But we don't want to jeopardize our lucrative sponsorship with Pants. And frankly, Dave, what is a worse pairing than socks and shorts?
Oh my, Paul, don't. Like, I literally just ate before the stream.
Right. So,
Man.
like, if
Why are you?
they're getting into the shorts business, not the socks business, then
Paul,
they should be
come
certainly
on.
discouraging shorts.
No.
Absolutely.
Oh, oh, that was a little more than I thought. But I needed it.
All right. So, couple things going on. Oh, you can be okay.
Shorts and socks. What? I
Yep. All right. So we have one more super chat. $10 from David Iacono.
David Iacono.
I love you all to the bottom of the hole and back again, which is an excellent segue. Thank you.
It is an
David,
excellent segue. Is that a
getting
gentle
us
reminder to get to the
getting
fucking
us back
point?
on track. But here's the thing. So it's
Yeah.
a double whammy because I'm anxious to get to Mel's Hole because this is just delicious. This is, as I was saying,
It is so
Mel's
good.
Hole is the Fast and Furious of the coast to coast franchise, as it were.
Yes.
Each one topping the last in ways you
Yep.
would not expect.
Yep.
But
it starts off with a guy who just has a hole in his farm, and before you know it, Dom is catching cars and they're blasting off into space.
So, here's the thing. But you've also, thanks to your diligent work, it's also trivia night.
It is for trivia night.
So, should we kick things off with a trivia question, or should we kick things off with Mel's Hole?
Why don't we get one trivia? Tell you what, like it's 8:20. Normally we would do it at 8:30, right? Like, or I guess whatever we do it at the half hour.
Yeah,
Why don't we do one now and then we'll go a little longer?
I think so because we have a whole recap to do. We have things.
Yeah.
We have things
So
on
we'll
the
get
program.
a chance, and you and I will maybe try and keep our mouth shut a little bit and let people kind of get into
Okay.
the
Okay,
Mel's
so
Hole.
we are.
I feel like tonight might be a little bit of a marathon, Paul. We got a lot going on tonight.
a lot going on. We sure do. We got a lot going on.
Hey.
So, all right. So I'm going to start the trivia clock. You need to introduce.
While that's
the
going,
trivia.
I'll give the explanation about how trivia works for anybody who might be new to the channel.
We got the countdown.
So it's
going.
multiple choice. There will be a question which I will read out, but feel free to answer. The answer will be 1, 2, 3, or 4. All you got to do is type in the number, just the number itself. No bracket, no punctuation of any kind, no word, just literally the number. And the amazing script that Paul has combobulated with his CompuBrain will tabulate the score. And at the end of the night, we will have a winner. The tiebreaker is how quickly you answer the question. So you do want to try to answer a little faster if you can. But it's better to be a little slower and get it right than answer quick and get it wrong. And a couple of the questions are a little trickier. Not really. Tonight's a pretty easy night. And then
there's a theme, right?
There is a theme. We'll talk about it after because it's about to start.
Okay.
Many conspiracy theorists, including Bram Stoker, have suggested this famous English monarch was actually a man. Is it Queen Victoria, Queen Reptilla Shimmerscale, Queen Elizabeth II, or Queen Elizabeth I?
Well, it's that reminds me of the Austin Powers. It's a man, baby. Which is probably not a joke that they would do now, but that's fine.
So for anybody, most of tonight's questions are themed around the English monarchy. In salute to Paul and I, who are both Canadians, have a brand new king, King Charles III. And in honor of his coronation, I have come up with a monarchy-themed show to salute the king and also to drive Shannon crazy because I can keep toasting and saying salute and God bless his majesty.
All right, so we have quite a few.
Most people, it seems. Well, it was a decent spread there, but yes, it was
decent
Queen
spread
Elizabeth
there,
first.
but we got quite a few. Yeah. Number 4 was the answer.
Yep, and this was for a while. There's like some real historians and different people. This was a real theory going a bit that it was actually meant that Queen Elizabeth I died as a child of the bubonic plague and was swapped out with a a little redheaded boy who just happened to look very similar to her, and basically then just the rest of the queen's life was this boy that had replaced her, and this was kind of
Wow,
a running theory for a while. Yeah,
that is
which is
quite
also why Queen
a
Elizabeth I never married or had kids, and there was all this kind of stuff. But
that
yeah.
is quite a conspiracy theory. Holy cow! I had not heard that one.
Mhm.
Interesting. Interesting. All right, so that's now you got a taste of the trivia. So there will be how many questions do we have tonight, Dave?
Oh, Shannon, 2 is no joke. Queen Reptilia Shimmerscale is very real, and the fact that you don't know that means you're a sheeple. We have 8 questions. 8 questions
Eight questions.
tonight.
So if you missed that first one, don't worry. You got
Don't worry about it. Lots of time to make
catch
it up.
up and make up thing. All right.
Yeah.
So now we have Mel's hole. Oh, we
Mel's
should
hole.
put.
Let's
You know what? I'm not going to put up the trivia clock until the bottom of the hour. That's
no,
I'll
because
keep.
we're running late,
Yeah.
so
All right.
we're letting it run long. So yeah.
So Mel's hole. There we've already done 2 episodes on Mel hole. As far as I know, there are 5 total. So we are now
Yeah.
at the middle of
Yep.
the Mel's hole saga, as it were.
But Paul,
Yes,
what
Dave.
happened in those first 2
Well, that's
Mel's
the thing.
hole streams?
We don't want people to feel that they got to go back and watch the
No,
previous live streams in
the
order to catch
literally
up.
hours of content you would have to watch. Premium though it is, and you
That's
should
right.
watch it because you will be endlessly entertained.
And as you know, Dave and I are not particularly good at being succinct in coverage. And I peeked ahead at this episode, and the first 30 minutes of the episode were merely a recap of the previous 2 episodes, and that would be 2 hours from now if you and I were just covering the recap.
Yeah.
So what
Yeah.
we've done is we've as is the answer to all life's problems right now, Dave.
Yes.
If you have a problem, it doesn't matter what it is, big or small, practical, impractical, whatever, you just launch ChatGPT.
And it solves your problem for you?
It doesn't matter what the problem. It doesn't matter if you lost your contact lens. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
matter if your dog is feeling sick. It doesn't matter if you need to write a report on a topic that you are not well versed in.
How was it at writing trivia questions? Should I
Probably great.
probably better than me, honestly. We might
Probably
have
great.
to look at that. Yeah.
Anyway, so we turned. So what I did was I turned to the AI.
Huh?
I welcome our robot overlords, and I fed in the first half hour
Yeah.
of this episode and said, summarize this for us in just a
Right.
few minutes. And so this is
I feel like
relative-
it's taking us longer to explain about
all
this
right. Fair
summary.
enough. I want to say this summary
but
is
keep
not
going.
perfect, but
No.
we're going with just what the computer said to say. So here we go. Mel's whole recap.
Previously on Toast to Toast. 3 years have passed since the astonishing interview between Art Bell and a man named Mel Walters, which delved into a mind-boggling story of a hole on Mel's property near Ellensburg, Washington. As we revisit this extraordinary tale, we find ourselves transported back to a time of inexplicable mysteries and unanswered questions. Mel recounted the puzzling existence of this enigmatic pit, surrounded by stonework and once used as a dumping ground for various discarded items, like trees, televisions, and refrigerators. The hole, measuring a formidable 9 feet in diameter, became a focal point of curiosity for both locals and television producers alike. Intrigued by the mysteries concealed within, Mel embarked on a daring expedition to fathom the depths of the abyss. Armed with fishing line and lifesaver candies, he sought to unlock the secrets lurking below the surface. With bated breath, he lowered the line into the seemingly bottomless void. The line disappeared into the darkness, its descent shrouded in anticipation. After a depth of 3,600 feet, the lifesaver candies came back up, dry, revealing the absence of water deep within the pit. Undeterred by this revelation, they continued their descent, extending the line to a staggering length of 80,000 feet, or approximately 15 miles. The mysteries surrounding this hole extended beyond its unfathomable depth. Mel shared eerie accounts of a dead dog being thrown into the pit and miraculously re-emerging alive, defying all rational explanation. Witnesses also claim to have witnessed a haunting black shaft of light emanating from the depths, further intensifying the inexplicable aura surrounding the hole. Mel's fascination with this enigmatic void led him to express a desire to be laid to rest within its depths, forever connected to the mysteries it held. However, the story took an unexpected turn in the aftermath of Mel's initial interview. Armed individuals descended upon his property, erecting barricades and claiming that an airplane crash had occurred there. The sudden intrusion raised suspicions of hidden motives and the involvement of powerful forces. As we reflect on the events of that extraordinary interview, we are left pondering the many unanswered questions that still surround the hole on Mel's property. What lies at the bottom of this seemingly endless pit? What forces compelled armed individuals to assert their presence years later? What became of Mel? Although 3 years have passed, the allure of this perplexing tale endures. Tonight, Art and Mel continue their relentless pursuit of the truth, hidden within the depths of Mel's extraordinary hole.
Mel's hole is extraordinary.
And thank you to our anonymous fan
Yes.
of the show who lent their voice to the.
Yeah, who could? It literally could be anybody.
Who could it be?
Could be you or me, Paul. Hard to say.
But we appreciate whoever. It's a group effort around here, and we appreciate all the contributions.
Appreciate Aaron Wilson for a very funny super chat.
All right, go ahead. You can read that one, Dave.
For what it's worth, Savage Cobra, my vote is that the recap should count for bingo. I mean, fair's fair. But I'm just a small town bird lawyer. Don't
Are you going to read the super chat or not?
Babe, wake up. They're talking about the hole again. Yeah.
It's funny because of innuendo. Okay.
Innuendo.
So, all right. So, just so you listened to, you heard the recap. Hopefully that made sense to you. Virtually, that was it's not really hyperbole. It was a little bit hyperbolic, but it was not ultimately, those are all things that happened. So it was all good.
And honestly left out some crazy
stuff. But we'll see if those things come up. So we're now going to jump I'm going to go about 28 minutes in, Dave, so that we get just a tiny bit, just a little bit of overlap on previously on. But what this is,
Mel's Hole.
This is the year 2000. The initial Mel's Hole episodes that we've covered were in 1997. So this is 3 years later. And Art has, not Art, Mel has made a reconnection to Art. There was no talk between the two men between.
Right. Yeah.
What happened?
They haven't talked for 3 years.
They haven't talked for 3 years. Mel calls in, and we're going to jump into where hopefully the story progresses in the year 2000. That's right.
In the year.
Indeed. Also, not far from where my property was. Relatively speaking, is where they found Kennewick Man.
Kennewick Man. Yes, right.
Along the
So that's a very unusual area up there.
I was talking with my nephew about how peculiar Ellensburg is. I mean, it's a little town, about 12,000 people, half of them college students, actually more than half of them college students. So you basically got about 6,000 locals there. Pretty small place.
All right. Let me stop you. And when you and I last spoke,
yes.
Your encounter with those strange folks up there, you had another encounter with them, and they made you an offer you couldn't refuse.
Yeah. Well, at first they intimidated the hell out of me because basically they said, look, one of the civilian fellows there said, hey, we could find a drug lab out here and we could put you out of business in a hurry. You know what I'm talking about?
That's right. I remember.
That wasn't in the recap.
No.
So Mel was very nervous because he was doing experiments with First Nations hallucinogens,
Yes. Yeah.
and he was
That's
worried
right.
that he was worried that his shack that he had set up where he had this stuff going on, none of it legal in 1997, I'm sure. That he was worried that he was going to get hauled off to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he had, when they told him the property was closed off because of a plane crash, and he started being like, well, this is my home, and there's obviously no plane crash here, there's no smoke, there's no fire. And that's when they were like, well, you know what there is here. You could probably, haul
What
you
we're
in for
calling
having
a drug lab.
And
Yeah, for sure.
Then he was just sort of whistled and walked away. Yeah.
That's right. We do have a super chat from Sunsick for $5. Thank you. Why are they being so secretive about the voice actor? It's obviously Aaron Raw. That's I didn't want to drag Aaron into our mixed.
We'll be forthright.
here.
This is a channel that prides itself on honesty. When Aaron read that, he didn't realize he was being recorded and doesn't know that his voice is being used on this show, and we don't want to have to pay him his appearance fee.
True enough.
So we're on a budget here, people.
That's right. That's right. We can't just be handing out money to everybody. The pants money, while lucrative,
pretty much all goes to craft beers. So
that's right.
Yeah.
Do you think it's time to put up the trivia clock?
Yeah, we can put up the trivia clock now.
Okay, let's put up the trivia clock. All right, and let's carry on with Mel's hole.
Ooh, this is pretty good.
Yes,
And for all intents and purposes, it sure as heck could have looked like I had a drug lab out there. I had a lot of strange non-native plants growing there. None of them, I have to say, of narcotic nature. These are just your typical desert, high desert type plants. And they basically said, hey, we can shut you down, and we don't have to worry about all of this. Ultimately, they did make me an offer that I could not refuse, and I will tell you the offer that they made me. And it had to do with going to Australia, and I needed money to go to Australia, and I wanted to continue my research in medicinal plants. And so we put together a very interesting package and a very interesting lease on the land to this party.
Well, as a matter of fact, you told, did you tell me you were going to Australia? Yes, you did.
Yes.
Yeah, you told me that they had made you an offer for the land, essentially, which was going to be, if I recall correctly, leasing it
in perpetuity.
In perpetuity. In other words, forever, or for your life anyway.
That's exactly.
And so then you were off to Australia with a parcel of money.
I'll tell you, they basically gave me $250,000 a month for the property.
$250,000 a month, Mike.
$250,000 in a month. In $2,000 in year 2000 monies.
So that's roughly $3,200,000 in today. I think you can check my math on that, Paul. I'm no accountant.
So they shipped him off to Australia, Dave.
Yep. So Paul, how far are we into this now?
We're at 2 minutes. I don't know. 2 minutes in.
2 minutes, Mark. In this time, we have talked about his medicinal experiments, the average plants you would find, just desert plants there, that as you would find in any,
as you would,
sort of medicinal research place. Him going to Australia to do his research there
on the government's dime. For to the tune of $250,000 a month.
$250,000 every month. Yeah. I presume that's not tax-free, so that will be taxable income.
You never know, because it's from the government. Sometimes, you get that stuff tax-free.
Well, he has never once said government.
It's true.
From this organization.
This is true. This is true. These are these are men with cars and suits and guns. So. And so he, I guess, got on a plane and went to Australia. All right.
And so you were, and I know you were in Australia because you sent me
absolutely
a number of emails, which I did mention to my audience, from Australia. I mean, there was no question whether...
You can definitely tell when an email is from Australia. There's no way to...
Yes. Well, in 2000, there wasn't. It would have the .au at the end of it. You signed off from Australia every time,
Definitely one thing that I've learned is, no email destination or, can be forged. No. Oh,
Paul, you're gonna have to read this this super chat.
what, this one? That's
Yeah.
it's the member this is the member super chat
Dr.
from
Tapioca Weasel.
Dot Happy. Square is love. Black
What
square
was
is love.
when
Black
we
square
had
is life.
the unfortunate alien reading out or whatever voice remember was reading out all the super chats?
What
How
did
did
he
it
say?
do
No.
the square? Maybe somebody in chat will remember.
Was it
It was like
whacked?
colon whacked. Is that what it was?
Because
Colon whacked.
I think what's happened here is I used to have a whacked GIF that was on here, and it broke at some point in time, and now it's the black square.
Now it's the
Anyway,
black square.
I forget what it was. Yeah, someone in the chat remind us of what was the
What
disembodied alien used to
reading it
read.
out loud, and it was
Yeah.
I do kind of miss that part of it.
And Lael is now contributing a super chat as well for $10. You know, Paul, Australia has coffee tables to hashtag coffee table fund. Well, okay, so I need
Yeah, but
now
their coffee tables are all upside down.
That's true, they're upside down.
So maybe you would
Mel-
appreciate those one, Paul. You can't
Mel
get
might have been
Twitter.
down there putting them in the
You
hole.
missed a $10 super chat in there.
Well, that was a super sticker. Yep, we missed a. You're right. We missed
did. Just there's nothing to read, but we want to
a
acknowledge
super
Mickey
sticker. We
Pieces.
appreciate the sunglasses dude. Cool.
Sunglasses dude is pretty cool.
All right. Let's carry on.
Sure, maybe it was
Oh,
from
no,
Australia.
no.
Underscore whacked. That's what it was. Yeah. I think it would read out underscore whacked. Yeah.
I was set up in Australia. I had I actually for a good while lived out there in Perth, which I loved living in Perth.
In Perth.
Oh, it's wonderful out. I loved Australia. Oh,
Well,
tell
I
you.
thought, here's Mel, gone to Australia. I had no idea you were getting that much money. Obviously set for life.
I'll tell you, it was great. I built some facilities out there in the off the outback, basically, where I can grow the various plants that I was allowed to bring with me and cultivate them over there. And we also did a fair amount of wombat rescue out there, which was very gratifying. And
Wombat rescue.
Yeah, they're native marsupials out there, kind of a good-sized critter out there, but a lot of them were becoming endangered. And I can tell you this right now: the wombats now, and I do believe to some degree with the work that I'd done out there, they're making a comeback out there. The
Well, that's
wombat is
wonderful
on
that
the
you've
way
done all that.
back.
But Mel, what the hell happened? In other words, here you were in Australia.
Mel, what the hell?
I don't know what to tell you, Art. He's been doing research in his facilities that he
That's
built,
right.
just studies and saving wombats.
Rescuing
And
wombats, which,
in no,
in case you were unaware, is a marsupial. So that's a thing he knows. The story
Yeah.
checks out.
yeah, which you would if
Obviously.
you saved a bunch of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is all what the hell, but where is it? What you been up?
That is a fun fact, Dapper Dinosaur.
I feel like I don't remember if this is the case, but I'm guessing that this $250,000 a month must come with some
Yeah.
level of level of NDA. I'm guessing.
See, now this makes me sad right here. Savage
What's that?
Cobra, who super chatted and, love having you, but just coming in with the wrong attitude. Have you ever tried to take plant products through customs? I mean, yes. I mean, Australia is pretty famous for just letting any kind of flora and fauna through their customs. They're famously very relaxed about it. But I think you're coming into this Mel story with your heart's not in the right place. You gotta, it's almost like you're suggesting that maybe Mel's a liar. And I mean, okay. Anyways, super chat.
Super chat from Lael. This super chat is to delay the listening and aliens and Bigfoot like coffee tables to hashtag coffee table fund.
That coffee table is
I'm gonna need
the single best earner this channel.
I'm gonna need someone now to combat. I'm gonna need a good $15 in the anti-coffee table fund.
Yeah, it does feel like Chad is decidedly. I don't know if they're pro coffee table or anti you.
Both are
And
reasonable.
I mean, I feel like I do know the answer to that question. I'm just trying to
They're
be
reasonable
polite 'cause you're my friend.
conclusions.
Yeah, I kind of think they don't care about coffee tables at all.
They just want to see me suffer. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to say. This beer, Paul,
With all this
has
money.
actual bourbon in it, and I am enjoying it immensely. Called Bourbon Blood Orange, and I saw it, and I'm like, is it just flavored? And I looked at the ingredients. I'm like, nope, sure enough, there's freaking bourbon in there. All right, let's do it up.
So when you see me go for the mug, I am drinking the Ricario tonight
Ooh, my goodness.
because you've now had some,
I have.
and so now I can just I can drink it with impunity. I'm no longer saving. So
Yep.
and
Make sure you drink it all down before Shannon gets any.
She's had some, but she will have more. And then this is my birthday tequila, which is Herradura, I think is what they call it. Anyway, less than
That's weird because usually people get nice things that are good for their birthday,
not me.
not disgusting cactus juice that we've let ferment.
That's right. All right.
Look at tequila.
And now you're back here and you've fallen on hard times.
Well, you know, I'll tell you.
Hard Times is new. That must have come up in that first half hour.
Yes.
Oh no, poor Mel is falling on hard times. Dave,
Yep.
after $250,000, you should be able to be set for life on $250,000.
You should. I already even said you were set for life, but
Yeah.
now
Something happened.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I accepted their offer as a could. I was basically, I was to leave town. I left town. I was actually told to leave my car and wait at the rest stop when I was, get off the road outside of Ellensburg, and I was taken to the airport and then taken to San Francisco and then taken to Australia. And so I'd left the country. Had my 2 dogs with me, and
They wanted to be damn sure you were going to Australia.
I took my dogs. I was set up there. I had already had there was an account already set up for me.
Wow.
The complex.
This was very efficient. Can't be the government because this was highly
Yes.
efficient.
clearly this was some kind
He
of.
went straight from confronting these people at his yard to they had drawn up a lease
They had
rather than some kind of imminent domain. Here's a lease. We want you to
I
go.
assume Mel had his lawyer look over it.
I'm
Before
guessing
he,
there was an end.
signed it.
There had to be like some kind of non-discussion, non-disclosure part of this.
You would think so for that amount of money,
And I'm guessing that's why we haven't heard from him for 3 years.
because he was getting paid a lot of money to keep his trap
Right.
shut.
Keep
and
your.
live in
This is
Australia.
basically this is hush money in its in almost
Yeah.
literal sense.
Yeah.
Seems like. Yeah.
Should we got a super chat there, Paul?
We got several. We got Timothy's. Is that the first one? I think.
That is the one. We got super chat and a bunch of gifted memberships.
All right. We got super chats. Go ahead.
Should I read this one?
Yeah.
How about a nice rug for under the coffee table? I feel
Well,
like
that
there's a
would make-
whole new thing we could start now.
That would make both Shannon and I angry because Shannon is not a big fan of the rugs,
No,
and
I like a good rug.
and nor am I normally. I have one in here for sound dampening purposes.
I see. Yeah,
But when you
I'm
have-
for that,
When you have pets, that's just a place for them to make messes that you can't. It's hard.
that
to
is
clean up.
true. I don't
Pets and
have any
children.
pets,
Yeah.
so it's just a way to make my feet more comfortable.
Thank you, Dr. Tapioca Weasel, for gifting a membership. Appreciate you. And I think was that.
And
was
thank
that
you
how-
again, Dr. Tapioca Weasel, for gifting another one.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, we've got some various people now, thanks to Dr. Tapioca Weasel, can now join the others in expressing
The black
themselves
square.
through black squares,
Yeah,
which we appreciate. All right.
a forbidden fruit I shall never know.
Oh, we got a couple more minutes on the trivia clock, so let's go.
We do.
Paperwork that was involved in moving as a resident to Australia was all taken care of for me. I mean, it was a piece of cake. They'd made the arrangements, and so there was some cooperation on the Australian government's part.
Holy smokes. I know they can do this kind of thing, but I mean,
Yeah.
it tells you how important this hole must be.
They were basically willing to give me $3 million a year for the use of the property, and basically non-disclosure on certain aspects. And
So there you go.
I can only disclose as much as I can disclose, and there's a lot of things I don't know.
Well, listen, I can sympathize with that. Take the money and run. Hell yes.
Hey, to me it was fine. I got
On the one hand, you got the guys with the automatic weapons, and on the other hand, you got the guys with the money and the ticket.
Classic carrot.
Not a hard choice.
What was that?
It's a classic carrot and stick, right?
Absolutely, yeah. It's like
Yep.
I had an observation. It went away. Yeah.
There's a lot of conversation about the dog. I think people are maybe not remembering. So at the start, the hole, because you could just keep throwing things in forever and it never filled up, was just like essentially the local garbage dump for
Yeah.
him and his neighbors. Everybody just threw all their garbage in the hole, and so the dead dog got thrown in just because
To avoid
it's a farm.
to
and-
avoid burying the thing. Sure.
Yeah, I say whatever you want. I have been around, and Paul and I have both grown up on farms and stuff, and dead animals, you don't have a little like grave and
No.
ceremony forever. It's like, yep, chuck it in the incinerator. There we go, next dog. And so I 100% buy that. That's well, the dog's dead. Toss it in the hole. But then yes, the dog did come back to life. So that's the thing. Yeah. Farm people throw their dogs in random hole. It's what
Yes,
you do in the,
it's true.
Your dog
we do.
dies, 'cause you also probably have like 5 dogs, and we'll probably have 60 dogs over your life.
Mm.
It's just, they're half feral. Yeah.
We did miss a super chat in there. Lael
Yes.
writes, a rug sounds great. It can collect the clutter of the coffee table.
And in this case, the pets.
Yeah. Yeah.
Clutter in this case being a pleasant euphemism for feces.
Well, usually that's no, I was thinking more the vomits and the other things. but
I
okay.
wasn't.
You weren't. All right. Fair enough. I feel like, it's trivia time. If you can see
Trivia
from the
time?
clock. See from the clock
There
on
we
the
go.
wall.
Trivia clock.
All right. Let me
Question number 2.
hold on. Let's get the
We're gonna
get
have
the-
to have the timer because
gotta get the time right. But I let it. I had it roll down most of the way. So there we go.
Oh, and while the timer's going, we got another super chat.
Well, it doesn't matter. We got a new question coming in.
Oh, Jack the Ripper is often believed to be tied to the British aristocracy. Which of these men was not suspected of being Jack the Ripper? Sir John Williams, doctor and obstetrician to Princess Beatrice, Prince Albert Victor, Lewis Carroll, writer of Alice's Adventure in Wonderland, or King Edward VII? 3 of those people were officially suspected of being Jack the Ripper. One was not.
Is this the same John Williams that wrote the Star Wars and Indiana Jones themes?
No, as I was careful to point out in the question, it was a doctor and obstetrician to Princess
See.
Beatrice. Yeah.
Okay.
They are both Sir Johns, though, aren't they?
They are. Yeah, they are
Yeah.
indeed.
Doop, 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 doop. Do you have a guess, Paul?
Oh, I'm guessing 4. That's my guess. I don't know though. I don't. We'll see how it goes. I was right.
You were right.
You wouldn't. Yeah, you just. I could. The king is.
But his son was Prince Albert, and who would have been king, except he died of influenza when he was in his early 20s.
It feels like you wouldn't just be throwing that out as an accusation quite as loosely as maybe some of these other things.
No, even Prince Albert was a big deal. That was not in any official police reports. That was just something a lot of people talked about because he had issues. He was a troubled lad,
Was he touched, as they say?
as they say. Yeah.
Which was just and then there we go. I let the timer count down. All right, so congratulations to everyone who got the answer correct.
Yes.
And we will come back. We will set up. Let's restart the trivia clock here.
Start the trivia clock. Anyways, Mel's gripping us. So he's in Australia. He had
No,
an
he's
NDA
back
and
from
everything,
Australia.
but
He
now,
went to Australia
now
with,
he's back
with
from
it.
Australia. He's talking. Something happened
Living large. We need to find out what happened.
because now he's
No,
breaking his NDA.
99 of 100 people in the same situation would take it. You know, I do.
And I
believe.
don't blame you for 1 second. And so you went to Australia.
Oh, it was wonderful. I loved it. I did a lot of good work out there.
Yeah, but what happened? What happened, Mel? I mean,
well, a number of things happened there, and I'll tell you one of the things was I did continue my work with the herbs. Had some incredible successes out there with some of the things that I'd actually.
Now we know.
By herbs, I don't think he means guys named Herb. I think this was something else.
Yeah, the herb.
I'm going to go out on a limb on this, but some of the things that I had imported from my property out there to Australia.
they usually don't like that stuff.
Pardon?
They usually don't like that stuff.
No, but we had found some of the plants that I had grown out there had some very remarkable properties, and
you think that had anything to do with the area where they were originally?
Absolutely,
near the hole.
Absolutely, because I've had other plants there that were not native to the whole property that did not have similar results. So I know that growing in proximity of the hole, and we did a lot of cultivation.
Wow. So I'd forgotten. So growing plants near the proximity of the hole gives them extra hallucinatory
Well,
properties.
whatever. Special properties.
Special properties. So that's maybe that made the property worth $3 million a year. I'm not sure. We got Timothy Harmon.
A whole new wrinkle. A whole new wrinkle.
Wombats on peyote. Eek. Indeed. Now, so I'm unclear. So it sounds like he had to he was just like, leave your car here. You and your dogs go to the airport, and off you go.
Yeah.
But now it sounds like maybe he was able to take some of his whole adjacent plants with him to Australia.
Apparently, yep.
So did they pack them up? Did they pack them up for him?
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. You can take all that shit. Yeah, fun in Australia. They're never going to let you through customs with that.
Well, off you go.
I grew a lot of that. One of the reasons for being where I was in Central Washington was the type of climate that was there was very conducive to growing the various things I did. And,
right.
I try to find similar conditions out there in Australia as well.
Yeah, but when I say, Mel, what happened? I mean, how did you go from being...
Uh-oh. Fred is saying I ignored a super chat. Did I miss a super chat from Fred?
There's the one from Timothy Harmon.
But it says, but Fred writes that I ignored his super chat. Oh, is it this one? Oh, there it is. Go ahead, Dave.
Oh, you did, Paul. Damn it, both of us. We're bad.
And it's Australian dollars on Australia night.
We done fucked up. Our apologies, Fred.
Thank you for reminding us. Appreciate you.
Yes.
It's a lie. Nobody ever came out of Australia's hole, dead or alive. Well, we don't yet know. I'm no spoilers.
The Cold Kidman joke right there. Moving on. Anyways.
We don't yet know whether the hole goes all the way to Australia or not. We'll see how.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Relatively rich and well off in Australia. Now you're back here, not well off.
I'm back here, and as you recall, I was to make an appearance on the show, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. You sent me.
Right. I told you I was going to be in town. We got in touch, and I actually talked to you here from the States.
I promoted. I said Mel's got hold of me. He's in the States. He's going to come on the show, and then of course you were a no-show.
Well, I'm gonna relate to you the chain of events that occurred.
Please.
From the day that I was supposed to appear on the show.
If this was a movie, that would have been, led with that. Like, that would have been the lead thing. It's like we got Mel's Hole as a follow-up, and then he doesn't show up. That would have been the cold open for the movie/show. So now, okay.
Art, just based on losing his temper. Yeah, I don't want to hear about the points. How the hell you go from getting $3 million a year in Australia?
Right.
As much as I can remember and bring it up to date till now.
All right.
Okay, on the day that I was going to be on the show, I helped my nephew move from his apartment.
Right.
We got him a place down in the Olympia area.
Right.
And so, we moved him down there and all of that, and we got him down here, and then I was going to, basically, we had to return the truck back to the Tacoma area. So we got him all settled here. I got up to Tacoma, returned the truck, and I was going to take the bus down to Olympia. Just take the transit. There's a bus that runs from Tacoma to Olympia. So I got on the bus and riding down there. And I got on the bus, and there was an altercation on the bus. There was fighting. There was commotion going on. Anyway, we pulled into the, and some of you listeners might actually remember this, but we.
Okay,
sorry,
so
I'm finding chat.
So this is so Mel had taken a bit of a vacation back to the States to help his nephew move.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he didn't get expelled from Australia per se. Like,
no,
Australia didn't,
after getting in with his dogs and plants.
right. So he decided at some point, which I'm guessing was probably against his like hush money thing. He probably wasn't supposed to
be coming back to the States.
Back to the States. Like, it's one of those don't show your face around here things, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. All right.
If they were on the bus, or they might have heard of it. But we pulled into the 512 park and ride, and some apparent transit people got on the bus, and they wanted to ask questions about what happened on the bus. And I got off the bus, and I said I'd talk to these guys here, but I have to get them back. I have to get back to Olympia here because we're going to do all of this here. And so they said that's no problem. We're going to, we've got the transit bus here. We'll just take you back to Olympia. Mm-hmm. And I says, okay. And that's the last thing I remember.
The last thing you remember?
About,
what do you mean?
Was it about 12 days later? I found myself in San Francisco.
Somebody hit you. What did you?
I have no idea at that point. I found.
Yes, Dave.
I'm okay. Well, one, we have a super chat. Two,
so,
I mean,
Mel was on the bus. And,
the numbers
there
of
was
times
there was a ruckus.
I've woken up in San Francisco with all my money gone, not sure how I got there, with a lot of questions about my hole. I mean, I feel like we've all been there.
There's nothing surprising here or new.
It's it's the great American story. It's the classic.
It's relatable. It's relatable is what it is. Yeah,
exactly. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
For $5, Leo writes, is it possible to store Paul's coffee table in Mel's hole?
I'm pretty sure that's exactly where Paul would love to store his coffee table.
That is where I would love to put coffee tables.
Maybe that's where it is right now.
The clutter would go unseen.
Myself in San Francisco in a pretty rough part of town, in an alley. These bums were basically trying to wake me up.
Holy mackerel!
They were trying to get me to sing. I remember this. They were trying to get me to sing On the Road Again because I sort of looked like Willie Nelson.
Wait! That's the little human touches.
The homeless men in San Francisco were prodding him, saying, Willie,
hey,
would you sing us On the Road Again, please? Just these homeless people, however many there were, said, hey, Willie Nelson's here. Let's wake him up and have him sing us a song. Okay, so
I mean, to be fair, I'd if I was,
I think
passed out
back
Willie
in
Nelson,
two thousand
if I was
was
homeless in San Francisco, yeah, I can wake up, sing a song. Well, like when else are you gonna get a chance, right?
But as I recall, around that time, I think was when Willie Nelson was that was the height of his troubles with the government.
His whatever second third wind when he was back, the post IRS troubles, and he was
Yeah,
kind
so
of yeah.
it's not implausible that he might have been homeless in San Francisco at that point. Okay, so now I guess we now know a little bit of what Mel looks like. Mel can pass
Apparently,
for Willie
yeah,
Nelson.
yeah.
All right, so if you ever see,
Or at least after being passed out for
I
12
guess
days
so.
and waking up in San Francisco, he could pass for Willie Nelson.
I'm also
Which
curious
maybe says more about Willie Nelson than it does about
how he
Mel.
knows it's 12 days is also curious to me, but we'll see how he knows.
Well, presumably he looked at the
And
calendar after. That's fine,
Mel, are you sure?
this is exactly what happened.
And you lost how many days?
12 days.
From an altercation on a bus.
I was told that they wanted to talk to me about it, and they were willing to take me back to Olympia from there. So I got onto the little transit van. That's the last thing I remembered.
So 12 days gone when you, God knows what, were knocked out or kept in some kind of coma or...
When I woke up there, I had nothing on me. I had no identification. I had no wallet. I had no keys. I had the clothes I had when I moved, and they were still as grubby and filthy as after you move, you get all grubby and filthy.
Yeah.
Just his medicinal herbs and his acoustic guitar. And all of
Apparently-
a sudden, the Willie Nelson comparisons are starting to make a lot more.
What Mel apparently wanted was for them to have done laundry for him while he was out. It would have been nice if they'd have stripped me naked, done some laundry, and redressed me.
I do like that he's hit that even Art has to, for the appearance of his own sanity, have some credulity about this.
That's right.
Yeah. Come on now. Yeah.
Clothes. I oriented myself down there. I looked around. I noticed there was pain in my arm. I rolled up my sleeve. It looked like, looking at my elbow now here, it looked like, what would you
Thanks,
say,
Noah. We
an
get to
IV
enjoy
was
a
taped to
cartoon
my...
Oh, you're muted.
Who in the what now?
I said thanks to Bella, we get to enjoy a cartoon.
That's right.
Paul.
That's right. We had
Yeah.
a little Bella situation.
Hi, Bella.
But now we have a super chat.
We do. Limited light. One morning around 1993 or 1994, I woke up, went to the bathroom mirror, and said, "Frack, I kind of resemble David Koresh." I have never had that experience. I do like the Battlestar Galactica swear. That's
That's
always always nice. Yeah.
Thank you, Limited Light. Appreciate you.
Thank you very much, Limited
Yeah.
Light. We
Yeah.
appreciate it.
There was still the residue of tape on my
man.
arms.
Yeah, I understand. So obviously somebody kept you out for 12 days for some reason.
And you listened to the first part of your show, and you're talking about teeth.
Yeah.
All of my back teeth have been removed.
What?
I have no back teeth,
You have no back teeth?
none.
You don't mean like...
No molars, no wisdom.
you're not talking
tooth.
about wisdom.
Oh, I love that Mel just like nobody buries the lead like him. Just yeah, I was on a bus and going. Oh yeah, also my back teeth are all missing. I'm sorry, but fucking what?
Yeah, he spent a minute complaining that his clothes hadn't been laundered.
Yeah. Anyways, these buns kept trying to get me to sing "On the Road" again. I guess I looked like Willie Nelson. You know how Willie Nelson always has blood dripping out of his mouth from where all his teeth were pulled? That's what I kind of looked like.
He's famous.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyways, the Wombats, there were some real exciting things being done in our,
I would have sang
redemption
on the road
effort.
again, but my mouth hurt so much from the
From the
uneuthanized
forced
root
dental.
canal that they gave me. They just ripped my teeth out.
Yeah, just the back ones because those are the important ones.
Well, Dave, that's where they keep the trackers. I'm guessing
is.
is where this has happened. This has got to be like if you're
mean-
ripping teeth out, it's
Yeah.
got to be that, right?
Have we got time to put a metal detector X-ray? No time. It's only got 12 days. Pull them all.
Just pull
You want the hole coming after you? Let's get him out of here.
All right, so we've passed the trivia
trivia.
clock here, apparently.
Ding, 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 ding.
There we go. All right.
Very good, Timothy Harmon. Manu. All right. Question number 3 coming up.
I gotta get it started going. There we go.
Brave herpetologists have been trying to tell us for years that Queen Elizabeth II was a member of this world-ruling race of lizard people. Was it the visitors, the Nephilim, the Bayaki, or the Anukai? Anunnaki, sorry. I can't read.
That makes me suspicious that maybe number 4 isn't the answer if you don't know how to pronounce it.
There's one of these words that I use in my normal vocabulary, and it's sadly Nephilim has become.
Got the book.
I'm
But I actually don't
excited
think
to read it sometime.
is that the right answer? I'm guessing I'm guessing number 3. Is it number 3? We'll see.
We will see.
I think Nephilim's too obvious, and
Nephilim
Visitors,
is too obvious.
Visitors is the one that I would want it to be.
Yeah. Sadly, there were. It was Anunnaki.
Oh, it was. You faked this out with your mispronunciation.
Yeah, I know. Bayaki are like most of my wrong answers from H.P. Lovecraft. Whisper in the dark.
All right. Well, it seems like quite a few people got that one. So well done, everyone.
Had you listened to the second story, the one after the case of the disappearance of Charles Dexter Ward, they were in that one.
I see.
I got Paul listening to the Lovecraft investigations.
Mm-hmm.
A
Which
podcast I highly recommend.
I started to listening to it while I was working, but the problem was it meant that I was I wasn't working
Because you're
because you had to pay.
too into the.
It's not a great listen in the background one because they're seeding in details and clues that you need to pay attention.
It would be like trying to watch Dark while you're working or something like that. It's like you either aren't watching Dark or you aren't working because you can't do both. Yeah,
exactly.
Anyways, back to the hole.
So his teeth have been stolen.
See, that's right. Yeah, for those of you just joining us, Mel gone for 12 days, woke up in San Francisco. Buns wanted him to sing On the Road Again because they thought he was Willie Nelson, and his teeth have been pulled out. His back teeth.
Teeth.
Yeah. You're talking about
None. No back teeth. None on top, none on bottom.
Why would they take your teeth
I
out?
have no idea, Art. The next thing I got in touch with my nephew. I said, look, I'm down here. He gets me a Greyhound ticket to pick up at the bus station over there. I get on the bus. And
You were broke?
I had nothing.
Nothing.
I had nothing. I mean, that was it. I had no, he gets me on the bus. I take the bus back, and, he told me he was just absolutely.
I bet he could have made $5 by singing On the Road Again.
Yes. Well, I'm feeling maybe he couldn't have. That's
because of the tooth pain.
I bet you he could have gotten a used toothbrush and some wonderful socks.
Maybe.
A full third of a sandwich.
Yeah. Per our sponsors today, socks.
Because I'd call them, collect from down there.
I was frantic too. I couldn't figure out what happened to you.
So what happened is there I am.
Oh, this is inconvenient. So this happened exactly at the time when he was supposed to make an appearance.
Yes.
On the Art Bell Show.
On the Art Bell Show. So we can't.
It seems like if you value your personal safety, booking an appearance on the Art Bell Show is not the good way to go.
No.
Because the people didn't surround his property until he was on the Art Bell Show.
Yep, that's it. I mean, you went and cracked wise on national radio.
That's right. And then when he came back to the States, they advertised, they promoted that he was going to be on again.
Yep.
And next thing you know,
he's
getting dragged off a bus.
Yep.
It looked like something had occurred to me there. I had no teeth there. I have no idea why I have no teeth. in the back. I have front teeth.
Were there scars where your teeth had been? In other words, if there had been recent surgery or?
Oh yeah. I mean, in fact, at the time there, I was still bleeding from the back of the mouth. I mean, I could.
Yes, scar
So
tissue
Willie
doesn't
Nelson.
form in 12 days.
No.
No.
But
But
you ever had a tooth pulled, Paul?
yeah, I've had all my wisdom teeth out, so I know kind of how that goes. Yeah. It doesn't
hear
scar up.
All of my baby teeth had to be pulled.
Oh no.
Here's my weird Dave fact for the day. Because they weren't coming out. Like my adult teeth were coming in and my baby teeth weren't coming out. And they had to pull all of them. So they pulled one half of my mouth so that I still could chew. And then like waited a week or two and did the other half. And
So when you say
my
half,
parents
you
had
mean
a
like the
hell of a
left
time
half?
getting me into that dentist office the second time. I did not want to be there.
No, I'm guessing not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot to put the trivia clock up, so we can do it a little early if anyone's keeping super track. I assume then you can't just do top half or bottom half. That wouldn't help you to chew, so it had to be like
So they did
left
like
half, yeah.
right half of my face, so all teeth on the top and bottom. Yeah,
So like that would
a
have been.
baby teeth. It was like baby teeth, but like all the roots and everything were there. It was
Well, I'm
full
sorry,
on.
that sucks.
Yeah. I mean, I was so young that I barely remember.
That would
it.
have been a lot of tooth fairy money all at once.
I got 2 giant ass Lego sets. I can still remember them. One of them was called like a Space Explorer. It was like a big spaceship, and the
I
back of
loved
it came
those.
apart and turned into like a base.
Yeah.
I was actually looking at it the other day. I'm like, I kind of want this set again because they re-released it,
Mm.
and I'm like, and so I got that, and there was no tooth fairy. It was just here you go. But so when my wisdom teeth came in, they started coming in like literally underneath my other teeth.
Mm.
They're like, it was actually, so they're like, what we're going to do, because they're like x-rayed, right? And they're like, so they just did surgery. They just cut into the gum and pulled them out before the roots even formed or anything on them. And
gotcha.
it was just freeze it, some cuts, some stitches, way easier. From what I've heard of people who had wisdom teeth out and stuff, like mine was like, no, I was in and out. It was like an hour. It didn't really even hurt. That part was fine. Yeah.
Cool.
Anyways, I think we once again.
This is why takes us a while. This is why we can't do half-hour recaps.
Yeah, I feel like maybe this. I hope at least this is what people expect or come to the show for, because this is what they're gonna fucking get. So
otherwise, that's the Einsteinian definition of insanity, really. At that point.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Timothy sent another super chat. Thank you so much, Timothy. Brave herpetologist is a tautology.
I don't know about that, but I saw a brave little toaster once.
All right.
That's all I got.
All right.
Anyways,
So
yes,
I could-
Mel's really, so he's bleeding from his mouth. He's in San
Yeah.
Francisco. He missed his Art Bell appointment.
Art doesn't apparently know how dental surgery works, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still taste blood in the back of my mouth there, so it was pretty ugly.
Boy, you were screwing with somebody you shouldn't have been screwing with.
Well, I would think that the easy answer would be is that
That's some little old school wisdom from Art. Yeah.
So that's the new saying right now, right? You fuck around and you find out.
You were screwing with somebody you shouldn't have been screwing around with.
Mel was effing around and he found out.
He found out.
it had
Like the
something
old-
to do with.
What do you tell a man with 2 black eyes, Paul? Nothing. He's already been told twice. That's a very, very old joke.
Yikes! Yeah.
I'm going to get on the air and blah 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 and say this and that.
In other words, since I had promoted the show.
Yeah, but that's really not it. That's
If that is it, then you could be in danger now.
well, I don't believe that was it, because there's a lot of things that I was doing. I kind of got myself in trouble.
Yeah, but Mel, if you think about the fact that look what happened after the first time you came on my show.
Yeah.
Then look what happened after I promoted years later that you were going to be on my show again.
Yeah.
And you're gone for.
Yes, Dave.
I don't want to comment. Oh, the Mel's just like, other things could be my medical research.
Yeah.
Constantly getting me kidnapped and my teeth pulled out. It's probably not, let's be honest, it's probably not the wombat rescuing. It's probably the other thing.
12 days.
Mm-hmm.
You have to imagine there's a possibility of a relationship there.
We could take the connection and we could put it on the back burner. But I'm a curious fellow. I mean, any guy that runs 80,000 feet of line into a
He's
hole
a curious guy. Yeah.
is a curious guy.
Or someone who doesn't know when to stop about certain things. But yeah.
Or someone who doesn't understand.
I
how
got
Facebook
back.
works.
It's coiled up at the bottom, but let me just add another 1,000 feet on here. Let's see.
That's a good point, Shannon. We haven't yet heard how. So this is a horrible. I've come to realize now this is like just because Mel can't get to the fucking point.
No,
And
it's
Paul and
Mel's
I
fault.
can't shut up for 3 consecutive minutes to let just a thing happen. So I hope all of you don't have anywhere to be for the next 4 hours, because we're going to be here for a while. But we all want to know what happened to the millions of dollars that Mel got.
For
or
leasing his hole to the government. Yeah.
Did it go to medicinal herbs and wombats? I guess. Well, I guess we'll see.
Ooh, or medicinal herbs for wombats.
He was
maybe.
lighting wombats with $100 bills. Driving his ute.
I got back to my nephews, and I'm still with my nephew now.
Don't even say where.
No, but I found out that, and I don't know if you can appreciate this or that, but the next thing that happened to me is that I found that there was some legal action taken against me.
Legal action.
And the legal action was taken on behalf of my former wife.
Your former wife.
Yeah, basically, I had the property on the Monastaches.
You had said it was her property.
It was her property, and it was basically, she had leased it to me in perpetuity as part of our divorce settlement. I had helped her go through.
So he was subleasing to the government.
So well, that is going to get you in trouble. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of leases in perpetuity happening in this.
There sure are. Yeah. So you're leasing it from your ex and then subleasing it to somebody. Yeah, she's gonna want a piece of that money, I'm guessing. Probably that would.
I would think, like, if this was a true thing, I sure as fuck would. Right? Like, I'm sorry, you're leasing this land for how much? Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about the terms of this divorce, motherfucker. No. This ain't gonna fly.
Nope.
School.
All right, Mel.
Yeah.
Hold on. We're at the bottom of the hour. Oh, it just gets worse and worse.
Oh, I need to clip this music.
Yeah, Paul, we're gonna get.
She didn't do that.
Trouble.
I better just pause it in the middle there for a sec.
Yeah. But yeah. Well, I don't recognize this song.
Oh man, we'll be right back.
Oh, I do recognize this song.
What is this?
I was without my belt buckle, and that really,
They took your belt buckle?
Yeah, I
Now that's really...
They came back from commercial, and he's complaining about his belt buckle.
Belt buckle? Yeah.
They didn't launder my clothes, and they took my belt buckle.
Zero, Old Coast to Coast. Could it be Zero has no idea what show they've just stumbled into here? I'm not going to get into the whole thing. Someone in the chat asking, "Is
Oh.
this old Coast to Coast?" It's like, yeah, that's what this whole
This is pretty much
literally what this show
the
is
point
all
of
about.
the point of what's happening. But okay, welcome Zero.
We're glad
Well,
you're
I
here.
had made
Take a person's teeth, but you take their belt buckle.
well, it was just, you know, I had everything else, and I there was another belt buckle on there, dope. But I'd made a belt buckle out of a silver fork, eating fork.
Yeah.
And bent it. I used to bend metal and do all kinds of things with it, and fashioned a nice belt buckle out of that. And
I'm listening
That
to
was
that,
wrong.
and it doesn't sound like that nice a belt buckle.
So wait, he'd bent some forks.
God help you, Mel. I'm trying to picture in my mind a fork shaped into a belt buckle and how that's nice. And I can't.
Wow.
I can't.
Brain Cramp sent us a super chat there, Dave.
Yes. If I threw a coffee table into Mel's hole, would it pop out in some living room in Eastern Canada? Question mark. Perhaps the home of a couple of YouTubers? Well,
There's only one way to find out.
and that's the super chat $5 more.
That's right.
You want to be happy like me? Send $1 to Happy Dude. I'll take 5. But no,
Dave.
nothing comes out of the hole, Brain Crap. You throw stuff in the hole. Oh, are we Googling fork? Yeah, okay. So like these are okay. I'll grant these are nicer than I expected,
Imagined.
actually, although I feel like this is some additional. This isn't just a bent fork. Those top ones. There's some
Also, I feel like there's only like this top. Once we get past the top row,
yeah, and really, even that first one in the top row ain't that nice.
No.
But like the third and fourth are actually I don't mind that.
this one.
The one just to the yeah, that one there. Well, it's kind of
Okay.
octopus. Is that even made from a fork?
I don't know. So Mel was in Australia earning $250,000 a year,
Yeah.
bending forks into belt buckles, and saving wombats.
Silver forks.
Silver forks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I used to tumble stones and stuff too, and I just had a nice looking rock that I had on there too. That it, you know,
This guy needed an Etsy store. This was before Etsy existed.
This is before Etsy was a thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
picked up and put on there, and it was like, you know, I had my pants, I had my shoes, I had my socks, and you know, why
It's nice that he was honoring our sponsor, Pants. Thanks
Yeah.
for that.
Thank you. And Pants thanks you.
They didn't take his pants, which was good.
Well,
They took his
Maybe.
belt buckle, so his pants are going to fall
they
down.
took the belt buckle. Yeah. So now the pants become a
my belt
liability.
buckle.
That's right.
But that's even that might be getting ahead of myself here. But anyway, I get back and find out that there was some legal action taken against me here, and it was
Right.
initiated by my
Ex-wife.
former wife. And
I see.
basically, I had the property through the part of the divorce settlement there, and you know, I helped her with her school, and it was pretty worthless land. And she said, "Well, you know, I'll give you that as part of the settlement there." And you know, I mean, I wasn't.
So
really,
then what was illegal?
She didn't give it, obviously, if you're leasing it.
No, she leased it to him in perpetuity, apparently. Yeah.
Actually, she wanted the whole back?
Well, what happened was that the papers I was served with said that I was in violation of the terms of the lease with her.
With her?
Exactly. You know, as part of the divorce settlement, and a number of things that occurred at my property. One, that there were underground fuel tanks put in. Number two, there was a septic system put in. And
Oh,
number
this
three,
is what the people who came up there put in.
Number three, there was some paving of roads, and these were all things that were not supposed to occur on the property.
Gotcha.
And so basically, I had lost all rights to the property out there, period. The sad thing,
This is why Mel needed. This is really an ad for lawyers.
Yeah.
Because
This is-
Mel should
so-
have put whatever
Here's a little-
restrictions he had for the property, he needed to put into their restrictions.
I feel like this is a good. So, if anybody watching this show now or in the future is ever offered a $250,000 US dollar a month lease for some of their land, get just pay the money, get a lawyer to look over it, and like a good lawyer, a lawyer who specializes in real estate. Not just whatever
Yeah,
lawyer you
so
have to
a
find.
lease
It's-
lawyer, yeah, and
Yeah, take a couple days. It's worth it.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably not a lot of them have bottomless pit experience.
No, but you work with what you got.
That's right.
Find the best. Even if they're like, well, you need to get to Australia now. It's like, cool, get on that plane, go to Australia, but don't sign that lease. Fax machines exist. E-documents exist. Like you can now if somebody is holding a gun to your head and threatening to pull your teeth out, maybe just sign the fucking.
But that happened when he got back home like 2 years later, or however many
I'm
years.
just saying that if
Right.
in that if Mel had played hardball, well, who knows?
Right,
what
and then you also then you can go to court and say you were under duress, so you actually have an out.
absolutely
so
because
so just
contracts signed under
save
duress
your
are not
teeth,
binding.
and it's all good.
Yeah.
Darren Marsh had a good point. Why put a septic system in when you have a bottomless hole? Good question. You can just throw a
I
line.
mean, if you're doing research in the hole, I feel like that answers the question. That's the last thing you want. Yeah.
All of a sudden, all those refrigerators that the TV tubes that are down at the bottom, just covered in sewage. You don't want that.
Now I have to know. He asked, "Why put in a skeptic system? Is this a clever pun implying that skeptics are all full of shit?" Who can say? That seems like a mean thing to say in this channel.
It does. Also, trivia time.
It is trivia time. Because it's trivia time, baby. Forks. All right, we're going to get into a more monarchy-based question for.
All right. So get ready for your trivia
Keep shouting.
fingers. Everyone get your...
Get your fingers ready. Luckily for Great Britain, Prince William, through Princess Diana, shares this famous ancestor with King Arthur and is set to usher in a new golden age, according to some conspiracy theories.
Ooh.
1, Mary, the one who gave birth to Jesus. 2, King Solomon. 3, King Hammurabi. And 4, Gaius Julius Caesar.
Wow.
So the theory is that Prince William shares a common ancestor with King Arthur and might be the Arthur reborn who's going to come back and lead us all to a beautiful golden age.
So, I don't know the King Arthur legend well enough to know which of these it is.
Well, it depends which King Arthur legend you read.
Yeah,
and
I
what
suppose
goes on.
so.
This really isn't based on Arthurian legend. This
I'm
is
gonna
based
guess
on
that-
crazy people who came along.
I mean, number
afterward,
2
though.
would be the sexiest, I guess. I mean, well, the Mary would be sexiest, but Jesus didn't have a lot of kids, as per the legend. Oh, it is Mary. Oh my goodness.
It is Mary. Arthur is allegedly, in some legend, a direct descendant of Mary's bloodline.
I see. Well,
Because yes, Jesus didn't have any kid, but Jesus had a lot of brothers.
unless you're Catholic, in which case he had no brothers.
Well, whatever.
Yeah. But King Arthur was a Protestant, apparently. All right. Back to Mel's hole.
But I was giving my former wife, because we kind of had an agreement there that if I were to profit from the property, I would, take care of her. We had, we didn't have enough there to keep a marriage going, but certainly didn't have anything against her. I was giving her $25,000 a month.
Oh, it's pretty generous.
Yeah, I would
think
say
that would keep her. Well, she must have smelled
Someone
the color of the money.
someone- basically I figured
she must have known if you were giving her $25,000, there was a lot more in that hole.
But I mean, there's no way that she would have had access to the property, as far as I can tell, and someone had to get to her.
Well, yeah, but if she's got control of the property now, then she's probably made
She's
a deal
dealing with them, yes.
with them. And you're out in the cold, and you get left with the bums in San Francisco and no back teeth.
I'm down there in a really.
I mean, from a purely capitalistic, pragmatic standpoint here, Mel was nothing but a middleman in this situation. I actually don't, from a he wasn't lending value to the property in his leasing it to them per se.
No. See, it was 100%.
Other than, I mean, they wanted his silence as well. Like they wanted him away. So maybe that's worth something
to them.
to them.
Obviously, yeah.
You could have stole more of his teeth, I guess, if you wanted more silence. You could have just...
Pretty sure it sounds like if you gave Mel a shack to do his medical research in, and a wombat, he's good. Just let him.
Right. He doesn't need $250,000 a month.
Yeah, you could hang out in like New Mexico somewhere or whatever, right? Like just he's fine.
Anyway, kudos to the ex if she was getting the money, because this feels like this was unjustified.
Apparently, was Mel saying he was paying her $25,000 a month previous to this? That's what the lease in perpetuity was. He said he was paying her $25,000 a month.
I missed the amount he was paying her, so that you might be right. I was getting myself a drink, but I'm okay.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
but she was still getting 10% of the money as the.
Yeah, so
that's an awfully expensive
if he was
lease.
paying her that before, that's right. That's a significant sum for
that's a lot of
land.
That's a lot of herbs. Yeah, you gotta sell a lot of herbs to cover your
right. Like that's if you're paying that much for like farmland or something, that's a lot of land, especially if you're not allowed to put it in a septic system or a fuel tank. Yeah.
Ugly part of town. I got to tell you, there I don't have any back teeth. I don't even have my belt buckle. And right now I'm at the point there where I'm actually, I don't know. You could probably tell I'm a smoker, but I'm actually having to sell plasma in order to buy cigarettes. That's how bad I am right now.
Oh my God! Talk about a riches to rags story.
I mean, we're talking, all the way around there.
Well, and still you're pursuing this, Mel.
I'm guessing Mel didn't invest in Apple stock or anything like that.
No.
Just
So where did this all go to the wombats?
I mean,
were the wombats?
He was lighting wombats with $100 bills.
Were they feeding them 24 gold pellets?
Yeah,
24 gold pellets. Oh my!
Because
I don't want to.
No.
I don't want to name these people. You've got some names here.
Yeah.
And I don't want to name them on the air because I just want to be careful here. But you want to find, for example, the Mexican fellow who used to throw
the tire guy.
Why do you want him? What do you a Catholic priest you're looking for?
That's right. There's a priest. There's a Hungarian fellow that I need to get in touch with.
People who have something to do with the whole. My question is,
a Mexican priest and a Hungarian walk onto a farm in Washington.
This is all feeling a little bit like it could go racist on us in any second.
Yeah. Seems a man in Washington had a giant hole, and a Mexican, a priest, and a Hungarian. This is like a Krusty the Clown joke.
I wish I'd have heard that. That'd have been a great title for the stream. A Mexican, a priest, and a Hungarian threw a tire into a hole. Threw a dead dog into a hole. That was one thing about the ChatGPT thing. It was they were throwing tires down the hole, not trees down the hole. But that's a whole nother thing. There's all kinds of garbage.
All of this, Mel. What do you think you can do?
Well, maybe I should run this back to my time in Australia. Okay.
All right.
And I did bring some of the various plants that we had grown in on the property by the hole there, and it's just various plants. If anyone wants to, they could probably do a little research and find out exactly which plants they are, because the plants themselves have been written about for the last 100 years, and they had remarkable properties.
Like what?
Pardon?
Like what?
Well, I'm not going to say the names of the plants there.
No. Properties remarkable.
They were used, for instance, during by a certain army army doctor for dealing with the great influenza that we had at the turn of the century, the one that killed all those people.
Yes, millions.
Yes, and the people of reserve received this, it was an Indian concoction, were just fine, and no problems whatsoever.
But
So Mel is trying to stay FDA compliant. So the big way to get in trouble with the FDA is to connect the name of a product with a medicinal claim.
Right.
So you can go ahead and sell your snake oil all you want, as long as you don't make any medical promises.
Right. It's the old vitamin
Right.
thing or whatever, right? Yeah.
So, but it's
The second you say this cures, influenza or the gout or
Right.
whatever. Yeah.
So I've covered on my channel, people who sell these cyanide capsules as a cancer cure. I should.
This is new to me. I'm not familiar with this.
We'll discuss that. I don't want to demonetize my channel.
Okay.
But he's using the exact same kind of language they do, like or even the essential oil people, where it's like, well, they'll say, well, our array of products have these benefits among them. Well, which products give you that? Well, you go to this website, you go to some other website that has nothing to do with me, and then you can connect which products have the benefits.
Right. Yeah.
So maybe Mel is setting up his own. He's setting up his special whole infused herbs product line that he could. Mel did not. I was going to say before that Mel didn't monetize this whole very well, but for a while he was. If he was getting $250,000,
apparently he did a pretty freaking fantastic job.
He just needed a manager, maybe, and he had all his eggs in the one basket.
You and I wish we could. Well, so here's the trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of lottery winners or whatever, you get the money and you think or young NFL players or something. You get the money, you think the good times are going to last forever.
That's right.
Mel was probably like essentially house poor in Australia, right? Like he dropped all his money on wombats and herb, and then all of a sudden the income stream drives up, and you have no savings, you've got no investments. Whereas had he been living, a more conservative lifestyle, a more fiscally moderate spending pattern, he could have been set for life. But
I feel like it's only devil's advocate here. He may well. It seems like he may well have been setting a lot of that. He may have been setting $200,000 a month aside. We don't know. He came.
I feel like we do.
He came to the States to move as a kind gesture, rather than. You feel like maybe he could have just paid for some movers.
Yeah.
With his lucrative winning. Anyway, he flew to the States to help his nephew move. I feel like this sounds like a story where maybe they've like garnished everything, right? Like they've locked his accounts, and because if you recall, they set up the accounts for him. He walked over there and they had these bank accounts all set up for him.
I love your willingness to give Mel the benefit of the doubt and to think the best of him, but I think we both have a very clear understanding of where this money went, and it wasn't to garnished wages.
Well, I'm just saying,
garnished by Dr. Feelgood, I guess.
Even if he had been responsible, I feel like at this point. So what he should have done, he should have been transferring this money to like an account that maybe wasn't. Listen, if your employer, I don't care who it is, sets up your bank account for you, maybe you should also set up your own bank account and occasionally transfer some of the money out of there.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Let's see this is exactly it, Paul. This right here is why because now you and I could talk about
financial planning. I
could share several hilarious anecdotes of times I have wasted vast sums of money, and we could just, carry on with our day. Anyways, Mel, what's he doing?
You have been, pardon the pun, kicked in the teeth over this now. And so why do you want to keep pursuing it? I mean, if you keep going after this...
It doesn't matter at this point in a lot of ways. I'm 68 years old.
Yes, sir.
Or I will be 68 in June. I I had a simple life.
That is not a good 68. So he's getting beat up on. He does not need this late in life.
No.
But this does perhaps lend some shed some light on why people think he's Willie Nelson.
Well, yeah. Besides just he was
Before this.
well retired in Australia, had a nice little nest egg
Yeah.
for a couple of years, received $6 million by his math, US dollars.
Well,
Yeah.
keep in mind that 600,000 of that would have gone to his ex.
Okay. I
Based
don't
on
know what the conversion rate in 2000 was to American dollars to Australian dollars, but I feel it was good.
Generous. I'm guessing. Yeah, very
Yeah,
good.
I think that that amount of money, US dollars, would do you quite well.
Although was
outside of
2000 not
Perth.
the year of the Sydney Olympics? I think Sydney Olympics was in 2000.
Sure. Anyways, I still feel like that would do you pretty well. I mean, this is 2000 now. So it was actually 98, 99. He was in Australia, right?
Yes, I guess that is correct. You're right about that.
Yeah.
So the Olympic bump wasn't in play.
Yeah. And
They
I
had,
assume
I
that
had a
Hungarian and the priest were showing up with a suitcase full of money every month or, quarter,
I
whatever.
wonder what the neighbors. So the neighbors who were used to throwing their garbage down the hole.
Yeah.
Suddenly there's people who've put in septic. Suddenly there's these septic tanks all around and paved roads. And they're
Paved
like,
roads, fuel
"Hey,
tanks
I wanna-"
underground.
Now when I go to throw my trash here, I can
Mexigarian priests
I
are
can
coming
use
and
the
going all
boudoir.
hours of the night.
That's right, and drive without bumps. They would have been loving it, but they did these people all need hush money then too?
Nobody is brewing medicinal herbs all the fucking hours of the night.
But it's also,
Yeah.
hey guys, I know you're excited about your paved roads, your septic tanks. Is anyone using these plants over in this area by the hole? Can I just
That's like,
take some of those home?
there was one place I lived many years ago where essentially all hours of the day and night, my neighbor across the street, just random people would like pull up in a car, come up to the door, be there like 2 minutes and then leave. And like constantly like different people coming and going. This person who did not appear to have any job or place. It was like, do I bother calling the police? And I'm like, the police probably know.
Yeah, this feels
Whatever,
like,
it's just, yeah.
doesn't seem like a mastermind.
Absolutely, Shannon. Yeah, for $6 million US dollars a year, you don't want to know what I'd give up.
Yeah. Shannon Q, friend of the channel. Fuck my teeth. I'll give them all up for my big hole money. You could get some really nice, probably some nice veneers.
Yeah, grills.
Grills.
And I mean, if that's a condition of the money, if the teeth somehow are getting in the way of what needs to be done for $6 million,
Yep.
they'll fucking get dentures. We'll figure this out.
I know there have been movie roles where different actors have actually had their teeth removed for a character part, and then they just get a implant put in.
Get like a bridge or a go.
Yeah,
Like actually done though?
yeah. I can't
Those
think
actors
of.
get pretty.
Like I'm trying to think of was it Slapshot? Like there's been some movies where. Anyway, I'll carry on while I'm looking this up.
Yeah, fair enough.
Run for the last several years, and I still need to get some answers for things. I need to get hold of the guy that I gave the gun to. I believe he contacted your show.
Now, where did you get that gun?
That I dug up on the property. I planted various things out there, and
So the one I was thinking of was Ed Helm for the Hangover, the Hangover movie where he was like where he got a tooth.
Oh,
pulled.
so he actually got teeth.
Yeah,
removed?
he went like he
teeth
really
removed?
got his tooth pulled, and then they just
Yeah.
paid for the. But there's what else?
So I'm gonna say, I'm pretty sure everybody in Slapshot was just actually missing those teeth.
Yeah.
Much like
Oh,
Shorzy.
and apparently,
Anybody here, if you haven't watched Shorzy, you should watch Shorzy. But there's a number of people in that show who miss teeth. But they're all actual NHL players who are all actually missing teeth
That's
for
right, yeah.
reasons. Yeah.
Apparently, Nick Cage also had baby teeth pulled for Birdie, so which I've not seen. So
I haven't seen Birdie either.
did
Did you ever see his pig movie?
his what?
pig movie. It was like 2 years ago, I want to say, where he's like a retired chef and he has this truffle hunting pig, and the pig gets kidnapped.
No.
It is not a comedy. It is not a comedy at all, and it is very good. And
Nicolas Cage
I
pig movie.
I think it's just called Pig.
It apparently was just called Pig.
Yeah.
Huh.
It like sounds like a joke, but it's not. And he like when you watch it, you're like, oh yeah, I forgot. Nicolas Cage is actually a really good actor when like like the things where it's like, no, he really can actually act. He's just been kind of a caricature for so long. But yeah, like I sort of kept watching it thinking it was gonna turn into like the massive weight of unbearable talent or something, but it's like, no, just a straight up drama all the way through.
I
And
was
it's
worried
really
that
good.
you were going to be telling me something more along the lines of that
Deliverance?
Kevin Smith Walrus movie, which was not
Oh,
good.
Tusk.
Tusk,
Jesus, I hate that
yeah.
movie.
I do love Kevin. I've worked with him, love the guy, but yeah, his recent work has not been pleasing to me.
Yeah, we'll save that for our pop
All right, we got
culture.
trivia time, but we're going to read the super chat before it goes. Go
Timothy
ahead.
Harmon. People used to get false teeth for wedding presents after removing all their teeth. I mean, it's true. It was just kind of an accepted part of life. You would just lose all your teeth.
But it said after removing all the teeth. Like, was that part of is that for the wedding? You just wanted to have nice teeth?
Maybe.
I'm confused. All right.
We need more explanation, Timothy.
Yep. We need
Trivia
more explanation.
time.
Trivia time.
What up to question 5 now?
Yep. And
Revelations of the Inquiry.
And Shannon's trying to stay up to get to the end. So we better keep on it. We don't have to wait for the
Shannon.
We don't have to wait, of course, for the full clock to run down. We're in charge of the show. We can do what we want.
We can't just move. I will leave that to you and your matrimonial-ish bliss, what you need to do. Some say this elite group of royalty, elected leaders, and business moguls, named after the building in which they first met, does not control the world. These people are blind fools. Is it the Masonic Lodge, the Illuminati, the Bilderbergers, or the ancient Arabic order of the nobles of the Mystic Shrine?
I don't know which it is, but I now know that I would like to go to a restaurant called Build-A-Burger. You made me hungry. I was going along just fine.
You got the
and
munchies?
now I want a burger at a Build-A-Burger.
Anytime I can amuse Vishanti, I call that a win.
It's a high. She has high standards, so yeah, that all works.
Oh, there you go. That's because we're in the.
And our previous winner. Oh, we didn't even announce that the winner tonight will receive a Toast the Toast tumbler. We didn't announce that.
There is a real prize.
Yes.
You can be part of the Toast the Toast drinking crew. Yes, it is the Bilderbergers.
Oh, yay.
Named after the Bilderberger Hotel where they first met.
Build-A-Burger.
Bilderberg in Sweden. Yeah.
That's all I can think of. All right. Back to Mel. Congratulations to everyone who's been getting it right so far. We can't look at the leaderboard, or otherwise we just wreck the game.
Yep. No, it fails every time.
It may well be that bug is fixed, but I didn't test it in advance, so we're
terrified to try it.
We're terrified to try, so we're just it'll be a mystery.
Ooh, Shannon's having a tough time with my monarchy trivia. That's very tangentially related to the monarchy. But the British monarchy are members of the Bilderbergers. Carry on.
The time, when I'm clearing a piece of land to plant on, I'll dig up rocks and I'll dig up metal and all kinds of things there. And I found this
gun
and a holster and those little.
A gun.
Grand Royal Mystic Order. Yes, that's right. The Numb. I'm singing Ray Stevens songs here in my head.
So now there's a gun involved that he apparently just found.
Yes.
Ooh, Timothy Harmon gives us some clarification.
Okay, perfect. Knowing they would eventually lose their teeth. Okay. People had them removed and replaced with false teeth. Consider it wedding present. Okay, with the idea, it's like this is they're just going to
This is
follow
just
eventually anyway.
inevitable.
So let's just get them removed
Gotcha.
and go. Okay, yeah. Wow, and Shannon's throwing out a lot of judgment. Just because you suck at trivia, Shannon, doesn't mean it's in my fault. It's a poor workman who blames her tools.
And Vishanti left a member thing.
Yes.
Dave's a real one for that Ray Stevens quote.
Here we go.
We don't know a real what, but whatever.
A real
And then
Paul,
along with
if
it
you
there,
know,
and
you
I
know.
just basically took this and threw it in my drawer in my little workshop there, my office that I had on property there. And then when I had to move, I gave it to this fellow, and because I need to move into an apartment, I gave it to him as a deposit on the apartment. You know,
So it must have been a decent gun.
It was, from what I could tell, and I'm not a big gun man, but it was a German P-38. It looked like one of those, you know, like the Nazis used to use back in World War II.
Yeah, you might have.
I'm not a gun guy, but it looked like a P-38.
You know where people were losing a lot of Nazi guns, Dave?
Was it Washington State?
Washington State.
Wow.
Nazis just coming over on vacation
Wow.
in Portland, as they would do.
As they would do, yeah.
And they lose track of their gun.
Isn't Portland in Oregon?
Oh wait, yes, Washington State. So Salem, that's
Seattle.
a place.
Seattle's
Seattle,
Washington. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've apparently been enjoying my rum and tequila.
There you go.
I've lost all geography.
I just headed off. Chat was going to correct you. I just headed it off.
Other than to know that America is not a place where you just find a lot of World War II guns.
P-38s, yeah, not like even a Luger or something.
Oh.
No, it's just a P-38 lying around. Yep. Also, I'm not a gun guy, but it looks like this gun that you would never see. Oh. This is. I feel like this is where we've turned the corner now, and now we're hitting like a logarithmic curve. The chat's gonna get we're gonna get exponentially less and less show, and more you and me just
losing it. And I've also made an executive decision. We're gonna at the bottom of the trivia clock, because that's when we're gonna do a new trivia.
I mean, we could just do it right now.
Well, we got super chats to read.
The thing is, Mel's hold is so good. Like, we could just do the trivia and just get with Mel.
Well, let's at least read these super chats.
Let's read these super chats. Our new best friend, Savage Cobra. Nazis vacationing from Idaho. I assume you kind of mean Illinois. Maybe Idaho. I'm thinking of Blues Brothers. Illinois.
I am thinking of Blues Brothers. Illinois Nazis.
I hate Illinois Nazis. Yeah.
If you have not seen Blues Brothers, that's too
then
bad.
Get to you're the one that's suffering in this case.
That's right.
Would you like to read this super chat, Paul?
Olivia Williams writes. Former trivia winner, Olivia Williams. Maybe it was Megatron figure. LOL. Maybe it was a Megatron figure. LOL. I can't read you now anymore.
Do you know what a Megatron figure is? That's even talking about there, Paul?
Well, Megatron would be a transformer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And did he transform into guns?
Yes, he transformed into a gun. Yes,
okay,
not a
so
P-38, but yes, he did transform into a gun. That is. Look at you picking up your pop culture references.
That's right. Yep.
Had something on your hands there, and you gave it to the guy.
Yeah. Well, again, I'm not a gun person. I figure that might be worth something. I don't know. It didn't make any.
Why
difference.
do you think getting hold of him now would be meaningful?
Well, for one, is we can't get hold of them, and two, for some of the things that
Wait, why do you have a Blues Brothers box set? Like, you just need the one. Don't be doing any Blues Brothers spin-off
Well, there's the Blues Brothers 2000, the one with John Goodman, because Belushi was. Well, I mean, it's terrible, but it
is.
exists.
Don't do that. Just pretend it doesn't
No.
exist. Just watch the one. It's like the Matrix. My kids don't know that there's Matrix sequels. They think they're just the one
I
Matrix.
wish I didn't know. Yeah.
And I think one of them discovered later that there's Matrix sequels, and I said that they couldn't tell the other siblings. It's just like we're gonna pretend
You just
the one.
shut your mouth. Shut your mouth right now. It'd be like, just watch the first 2 seasons of Battlestar Galactica.
That's
And you
right.
know what? The show just never ended. We don't know what happened. That's
Got
that's the end of
canceled.
it.
Maybe. Yeah.
You loved Moon, Shannon. Don't give me guff.
Remember about the gun now, and that I also found out, and also what he had indicated to you about the gun as well. And what I had found out, and I talked with his son is basically says that this fellow is, he left the family, he left his wife, he left, everyone there. He can't be found at all. And so I'd like him to contact me.
So he's disappeared too.
And he
Apparently, the original Megatron toy was a Walther P-38. There we go.
Well, thank you, Webb.
I had an original Megatron back then. I used to have a lot of the original Transformers in the 80s. I was a big Transformers kid. Yep. Then the movie came out, and like 3/4 of them died because they didn't make the toys anymore, and they wanted to get rid of them so they
Right,
could sell more
exactly.
toys. And they just killed off huge
I
swaths of them in
remember-
like the first 5 minutes of the movie. As like a 10-year-old, I'm like, Jesus, what the what's going on?
I remember hearing friends of mine in my peer group were very distraught about that happening.
Oh, Vishanti, you're just making me love you more. You gotta stop with this.
So,
But anyways, yeah, it was genuinely emotionally upsetting. It was crazy.
my very first Transformer toy, Dave,
Yeah.
came when I was employed in California,
Yeah. Okay.
and it was one of these. So I was just not a Transformer kid at all.
No, you're you and me have there's a few years that separate us, so I think
Yeah.
we.
So they gave me the Hasbro. Hasbro used to sometimes bless me with certain items, and they gave me some of these.
Like I'm looking at that right now, and it's just god awful.
Right.
Like-
And it was like, what is this? What do I do with this? This was like, this was not something I was
That
enjoying.
Yoda one? Are you kidding me with this? Come on.
Yeah. So anyway,
Some
these
of
were
the
real toys that were
Transformers.
real back in the back around when this episode was being recorded. Back in the early 2000s. Anyway. Well, let's get that off the screen now. And back to Mel.
Back to Mel.
Oh,
He
you know
had-
what? No, while
Can
we're
we just do a trivia right now?
We're on the Transformer break, so let's just
Let's just do this. Show is
Let's just
already
do
gone off
this.
the fucking rails. Let's just do more trivia. Revelations of Inquiry 6. William the Conqueror founded the House of Norman and established the first English dynasty in 1066. Which of the following is not an English dynasty? The Windsors, the Plantagenets, the Habsburgs, or the Hanoverians? There you go, Shannon. You can stop bitching to me. It's a real monarchy question.
thank you for the birthday wish, Linda.
Thank you.
Brain cramp. I feel like your stream. You may have to hit the live button to get caught up with everybody here.
Uh-oh.
We're tallying. Get your last minute answers in.
Any guesses,
everybody.
Paul?
Oh, I think it's the Plantagenets. I don't know.
Incorrect.
Uh-oh. Habsburgs is not
The Habsburgs.
All right. The monarchy is not my particular area of interest. Do not
No,
much
well,
care.
that there you go. Shannon
But
got it.
But yes, I understand the appeal and the it's a combination of history, but also like manufactured social weirdness that just comes with some of the situations, right? That it's just like normal people aren't going to go through some of these things, so it creates controversies and creates dramas just in the situation, I would say.
They might go through them if a wizard comes and tells them that they're the,
Well, like
last
like
heir to the Plantagenets.
a normal couple isn't necessarily as they may not the well, first of all, they may not, their marriage doesn't kingdoms don't hinge on whether they get along. That's the thing, for example. And also there's less pressure for producing male heirs,
Yes,
not no pressure, but less pressure
but less.
because misogyny. Also,
Although, interestingly, if you go back far enough in English, the line of succession would actually go through. The ideal would be if you had a sister, the sister's firstborn son or firstborn child,
that's true.
because you couldn't be, especially in those days, 100% sure that your wife's first child was your child, but you could be sure that your sister's heir shared some kind of blood with you.
Interesting.
So that was a legitimate thing. That was a line of logic that was followed at one time in early medieval societies.
Which reminds me of a meme, which I'm assuming was a joke that I saw earlier today. It's like,
Sometimes it's hard to tell.
it's hard to tell, but it was like, how do you atheists explain if you think there's no God? How do you explain that my wife got pregnant when when my doctor told me that I'm sterile? God is great and God is good. Like, it was like, okay, all right. How do you?
Yep.
No, can't think of anything else. must be the God. Yeah.
Must be God.
All right, a little more Art Bell before the next trivia.
Little Roma Art Bell.
Gun that I gave him there, and it was found on the property.
And suppose you found the Mexican guy who threw down all the tires, thousands of tires. What would you do with him?
Well, part of this is also connected with the gun, so I'm gonna tell you a little bit more about this here and what
All right.
I found out about it, and I might be able to.
Is he going to try and back charge some guy for tire storage?
The guy is selling his blood to buy smokes, Paul.
Hey, dude. Regardless of your nationality, you threw thousands of tires in my hole.
And
Who even has thousands of tires?
And I don't want to be harsh or whatever, but maybe if you're selling your blood to buy smokes, just it seems like he was saving wombats and stuff. Mel seems like an able-bodied person who's doing good medical research on herbs. Maybe just get a fucking job. Maybe just wash dishes or whatever you got to do, man. If you're selling your blood to buy smokes, that's time to just take whatever minimum wage job.
But
you're a,
I don't know if you remember 2000s in the San Francisco area.
Yeah,
you could no.
I clearly don't.
You could get. I lived in San Francisco in the year 2000.
Yeah, you could get.
Every single place had a "we're hiring" sign, and you probably could have got Starbucks stock by working at Starbucks. That was when they were just handing out stock to everyone. Like, it was the bubble days, right? It was like there's a startup on every corner. We're all internet billionaires
in 2011, 2012. Visiting our friend Trevor in Calgary, and I was just walking down the street in the neighborhood that you and he both lived in, and there was construction everywhere, right? That was when it was just going, and I was walking down the street, and a guy walked off a site where they were building houses and walked up to me, and he said, hey, do you know how to use a hammer? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, do you want to make $30 an hour? Can you start today? Like, they literally were just like, come, if you can swing a hammer, it's like, come here right now. That's what we're just grabbing random passerbys. Yeah, I feel So I know
was
the
a start-
feeling you're talking about, where people
Yeah, no,
are
in
just
California, like in San Francisco area, at the start of the tech boom, it was just the .com boom. It didn't matter if you were 68. You were yeah, same thing. Like you probably wouldn't have got a programming job, but you know you would have. They were
But
there was places other than Plasma to go.
yeah. By the way, Paul, I've
Yes.
never had it before. I'm trying this Blackbridge Brewery
How is it?
pineapple wheat burst. It is very good. If you like pineapple, it definitely has real pineapple juice in it, and it
I
is
do
very
like
good.
pineapple.
It's also 5.3%. That's a pretty good.
With some of my own experience.
Fire away.
I had talked with this guy's son, and this guy said that his father kind of became obsessed with this gun here, and I believe what he'd indicated to you is that he would shoot this gun and it wouldn't make a sound.
Yeah, I remember that. That's a long time ago now.
Yes. Why?
Wait,
Of course it wouldn't. Yeah,
is this because of hole proximity?
I suppose. Yeah.
Okay, so we found a Nazi gun in the northwest of the States, and it's just got a built-in silencer, I guess, or it doesn't have a
The
silencer.
gun
just-
exists outside
it's-
of space and time, Paul, and so makes
and
no
and
noise.
therefore that's why. So that's why the tire guy, the guy who had thousands of tires to throw in my hole, is interested. Well, that makes sense. A gun that was just naturally a Nazi gun.
And you know what? I'm seeing Shannon throw a lot of shade in the chat. Look, I went out of my way to make a British monarchy themed trivia night because I know how much you're interested in it. And then just because you don't know the answers to these excellent British monarchy themed questions, you're throwing shade at the question writer. That's on you. That's on you for not knowing the lizard people, Jack the Ripper connections of the British monarchy. You're busy learning about a bunch of boring battles that they did and who married who. Nobody cares about that shit. Aliens. That's where it's
That's
at.
right.
I knew exactly who it was. I'm here to tell you the guy is, speaking the gospel there when he contacted you.
Like
This
Hollywood
thing was,
movies
like,
are
dead silent.
based on a true story. This trivia question is based upon the British monarchy, inspired by
Yeah.
inspired by a true story. Yeah.
Was
Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine bear, yeah, inspired by a true story. Well, there was a bear and it did eat a bunch of cocaine and then it just immediately died because his heart exploded. Didn't do all this other shit. But the first part's kind of true.
right.
Kind of true.
Kind of true. So
There was
moving.
a bear. It did eat cocaine.
really weird. Well, I talked to this guy's son because he's kind of close with my nephew, and we got talking. He says, what was interesting about this? I don't know what my dad told me, and when we were talking about it, and he kind of demonstrated for him, is that he would set the gun down like near the radio, and it would pick up signals from all over the place, like from the past, from the present, from any type of radio signals, and you could change the channel.
People thought I was joking that this becomes
Nope.
Fast and the Furious. I had completely forgotten about this. All right. So we have the gun.
Yeah.
That causes you to hear radio signals from the past.
No.
and
The
future.
gun's completely unrelated to the radio part. His
Why
dad
is
had a radio. Maybe I got it. I thought it was so there was
Maybe
the
I
gun
got it
that
wrong.
didn't make noise when you fired, and his dad had a radio that I presume also because of proximity to the hole that you would pick up radio signals from outside time, but it had nothing to do with the gun.
Okay.
The radio.
So we have a Nazi gun that makes no noise.
Now, yeah. So chat, absolutely feel free to correct us.
Right. I thought
know.
it was when the gun was placed. Maybe he meant when the radio was placed near the hole. Is that what he meant when the radio?
I think he was talking about my dad had a radio. So I think it was, there's the radio that hears sound. There's the gun that doesn't make sound when you fire it, but the two things are unrelated to each other.
Right.
They're just two.
And the radio
weird
is picking up.
phenomenon.
The radio is
Yeah.
picking up signals from the past and the future.
Yes. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this is not just a hole anymore, people.
Good
Not
question,
just a
T-Wall.
dog resurrecting hole.
We strive to do the show bi-weekly on Friday. Would you say that, Paul? Is that inaccurate?
We do it on Fridays.
We do it on Fridays.
Some Fridays. And there's usually a week between or more.
Yeah. But Paul and I both have lives and things we do. This is neither of our, we do this for fun and to hang out with you people go, but unfortunately, like other commitments and stuff will sometimes come in, but we do try to do it on Friday nights. That's our attempt. We try to keep it on a semi-regular schedule to make it easier for people to
We
go,
do.
but
and we miss it on
just
the Fridays when it's not happening. So we,
it does. We do.
Yeah.
We do.
Hanging out with you
Okay.
guys is awesome. Linda
Literally
wants to know,
the only good part of my life.
so
That's not true. I have a lot of things in my life that are fantastic.
Dave, you don't consider yourself to have a YouTube channel separate
no,
to this. Dave and I together had a YouTube channel in the past. Well, it still
we
exists.
did. Every now and then we talk about doing stuff on it again, but it never really.
And that's up to you guys to try and find it.
Yeah, it's not hard. We've referenced it on this show more than once. Yeah,
but I don't necessarily want people running over there. So all good.
There's stuff on there I am proud of. There's stuff that is
for
just
sure.
like whatever. Yeah, technically there's nothing on there I'm ashamed of.
No.
There's things on this channel I'm ashamed of.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That is fair.
someday maybe we'll take that down. I don't know.
But also, I think that now it's
Now's the good time for a
time for trivia.
Yeah. Oh, Muggles Cape Sniffer. I'm sorry for your husband. He doesn't know what he's missing. Okay. Next query. Had Mel been brave enough to enter his hole himself, he may have found himself in this famous underground kingdom said to exist on the inner surface of the hollow earth. Is it Xanadu? Is it Mole Mania? Is it Khazad-dûm? Or is it Agartha? I feel like in some ways this is actually a pretty easy question.
Also, I feel this is less royal.
This is less. I'm going to be honest with you. This question, and the next question, we've pretty much just given up on the monarchy because I have now exhausted my my knowledge of.
I see. This is why we need to replace you with an AI.
I tried, Paul. I tried my best. This is my best.
So it's not
Khazad-dûm. Quoting poetry at me now.
It's
you
not
are
Xanadu.
trying to
It's not, so it must be 4. This got to be. I don't know. It feels like it's got to be 4.
It is a little bit of a giveaway. This one. Apologies.
There you go.
Yeah.
One is.
Yeah. Xanadu is
one
the
is
famous.
Clearly,
the city that Kublai Khan was supposed to have formed.
and also...
oh, maybe I made up. Khazad-dûm is, of course, from Lord of the Rings. And
Lord of the Rings.
Agartha is the thing that I described in the question. Yeah.
Xanadu, also famously Olivia Newton-John record.
And a Rush album.
Perfect.
I'm going to be honest, Paul. The last question isn't great. We could
I do. So I did see what the last question is.
Yeah. We could maybe just do the last.
You just want to roll? Do you just want to roll right into the last one?
But we got a super chat. I mean, the last question was kind of a little bit of. It was late in the day and Dave was tired, and this is just what we get.
Okay. Well, so you're telling me, all right, so we're doing...
Well, we got a super chat from Jay Victor here. Should we read the super chat?
Oh, let's do super chat first, and then everyone get ready. We're gonna wrap up the last trivia question.
Yes.
In a moment.
When did this show air? Maybe Mel had just watched the Jim Caviezel Dennis Quaid vehicle Frequency. I don't remember when Frequency came out. This show aired in 2000.
Yeah. So Dennis Quaid.
I feel like Frequency was before that. Yes.
Dennis Quaid, yes, Frequency. Let me see. Came out in.
Frequency is that the movie where he's running a pirate radio?
Also
station?
in the year 2000, apparently, Dave. Here.
Oh well, so it's right in there. I think I'm getting my movies mixed up.
This was the one with the where he was talking the son, and was he talking back and forth to his son via time travel?
Yeah. That's the one. Yes. Now I
Via
remember it.
radio, but yeah, it was a time
Yeah,
travel
like ham
radio.
radio.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I didn't realize that Jim Caviezel was the one. Famously, the actor who played Jesus in the in the
Passion
torture
of the
porn
Christ?
movie.
I thought that was Eric Bana. Was it Jim Caviezel?
No,
Oh, I don't remember. I saw it when it first came out, but I haven't seen it since.
I'm just gonna double now. I'm just gonna make sure, but I'm pretty sure I'm right that it was Jim Caviezel. Passion of the Christ. Yeah, there it is.
Okay, there you go.
Yarp. Okay. Yeah, it's not. Passion of the Christ isn't one of those. Hey, I watch it every chance I get.
Oh, the shanty's calling me out now. Okay, without Googling, 2112?
What's the question? What are we?
She's asking what album Xanadu was on. No, yeah, I got it wrong. Go, just tell me. Phil King. Okay, there we go. Fuck. As a Canadian, I feel ashamed of my Rush. I blew it. It was a good question. That's a good question.
What I remember Xanadu is the Xanadu
This is
film.
the horrible movie.
Which I never saw, right? Because
really? Oh,
well, no, because in the 80s, like I was a good Christian boy, right? And this seemed like a movie that my parents weren't going to approve of. So I never did see this one.
It's also like it's famously bad. Like it's not so bad it's funny. It's like this is just bad.
Like, is this in the realm of Showgirls? Like, in terms of how bad, like, the people would watch it in...
I don't have, I can't think of it. Like, it's so bad.
Okay.
So bad.
All
it's
right.
worse than
it's like the Ishtar of its day?
Yeah. Yes. That's a good,
where
where you're just like...
If you need to reference in a joke a bad movie, you would just pull up Xanadu. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone get ready.
We're
question about to do
5.
the last question here. Get your trivia fingers.
Be ready. This is a real humdinger.
Oh no, Dave. What happened?
It's pot. Is it frozen? Did we screw it up?
Okay, there we go. Got it.
There we go. If you ever see world famous co-host of Toast to Toast Dave in real life, you should buy him a glass of 1 whiskey, 2 rum, 3 beer, or 4 all of the above. I feel like this is a pretty dead giveaway.
Well,
here's a hint. I've drunk all 3 tonight.
I have had the answer for me would be number 2. It would be number 2 definitely for me. But this isn't about me; it's about you. You made this show about you because
I made this show about me, as I strive to do in all things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, perfectly balanced.
All right.
Milk. I actually like milk, Kip Davis. I buy milk and just drink it as straight up. So
okay, so most people got the answer here.
Most people got. There really is no wrong answer because I would be very happy with any of those things. Yeah. Yeah.
But are we now is it gonna give us the winners? I hope the game isn't broken, Dave.
I do too, Philly 3000, but when I drink rum, I drink rum. When I drink Coke, I drink Coke. I don't feel the need to mix the two. Okay. I have some very nice 15-year-old Bowmore I could go grab. I am definitely meditating.
So here we go. Oh, what happened there?
Oh. Spooky bed hair. What?
Why did it go? Why did it come back?
Why did what come back?
Oh, is it on? Is it on the right thing? Oh, it is on the right thing. I was on the different screen. Good. Woo.
We have a
Okay.
winner. Longtime friend of the channel.
So spooky
Spooky
bed
bed
hair.
hair.
You need to leave a comment. No, you need to send me an email at paul
Yeah.
at
Or message
paulogia.com
or drop a comment below the video.
or drop a comment, and we will find a way so that you may have your own toast to toast tumbler.
So close, Shannon. It was just a matter of seconds.
Shannon was
all that-
third, and second place we have Icarus. I see Icarus. Okay, well done. Congratulations to the Illuminated, and
Thank you for playing. All you sheeple.
Much shame to all the sheeple who just didn't stack up. Okay. Well, that's the trivia for the evening. Now we are on a sprint, not a sprint. We're on a
Spooky bed hair joined the. We need to come up with a name for the cool kid
the Tumblr club
with the Tumblr club, because I feel like Tumblr club.
That's not a good name.
Yeah, can't use Scooby Gang. That's already taken.
No, it's like the Toasters. It's the I don't know what the
Ooh, Toasters is pretty good. Yeah, Toastmasters.
Oh, Toastmasters.
Yeah, join
That's
the
pretty good.
Toastmasters. Yeah.
Cheers.
Mm-hmm. And like all the best mobile games, if you can't win the game, just give money. Just go to the Paulogia store.
This game has no.
Yeah, you can just buy a glass, and you can be in the Toastmaster Club too.
Oh, Kip Davis is in the chat. Welcome, Kip. Kip is.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Milk.
Kip is causing me all kinds of problems in my real life, but that's all right.
Yeah, he's a real piece of work.
Well, he thinks we're doing a thing together, and he thinks that I should do a good job.
Doesn't he realize this is fucking YouTube?
And include relevant information and
oh my God.
the latest updates and
So
facts.
clearly, Kip has not been keeping up with current social media trends, because none of those things.
Those don't sell. Those don't move the.
No,
those don't
be
move
loud,
the click counter.
be assertive.
That's right.
Be insulting. That's how you move the dial, Paul. We'll get you elected.
All right. Okay. So where are we at with Mel? So Mel's. Oh wait. So Mel has a
I don't even remember anymore. Where are we right now?
Okay. So Mel has generated herbs that give extra properties that he's not willing to disclose what they are.
Right. Yeah. There's
It
a
is
gun.
A Nazi gun that shoots without noise.
To be fair, not all P-38s were owned by Nazis. A lot of Nazis owned P-38s.
Okay, that's a good clarification.
Like a rectangle and square thing.
Not all P-38s.
James Bond had a Walther P-38.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you think that James Bond wasn't a Nazi, Dave, you are being fed that party line.
To be fair, I've never seen James Bond and Heinrich Himmler in the same room at the same time.
All right.
Bumps and seats.
On the radio?
This is really weird, Mel.
Look, this
Everything
is
that comes out of the area of that hole is weird.
Well, this is what I'm telling you here, is that he would do that if he would just like about a foot away from wave his hand near the gun.
Yeah.
The channels would change there, and he would get something like a baseball game from 19.
Apparently, I owe you an apology, Paul, because it does sound like it is you wave that gun near the radio, and it would be okay. So, yeah.
So the gun has So this is almost like our favorite sci-fi miniseries, Lost.
Oh yeah.
No,
yeah.
What was that show? Lost Room?
I've never seen Lost.
No. Lost Room. Lost Room. What was it?
Oh, Lost Room. Yes, the objects.
Where the hole creates objects.
Yeah.
That have special
The
properties.
Lost Room is so good, Paul. I keep showing it to people, and it's the best show nobody's seen.
I know.
It's so good, but I genuinely feel like it's better that it didn't become like a legitimate series, because I don't think it could have. Like, I think what we have is peak
Oh,
Lost.
you think that if it become popular, they would have ruined it with like a season 2 that
like
would have been
if it had been like a 22 episode season, I don't think it would. I think the bit would have gotten. You know what I mean?
maybe, but yeah, Lost Room. Oh, I mean, I don't even.
So good.
I don't think you can get it. Like, it's definitely not streaming. Like, I don't know where people can.
No, I have I found a DVD set on Amazon for $6
Oh
that I
wow.
bought and have, and that's what I use to show to people. I have it digitized. I've saved it in case
Yeah.
anything happens to DVD or
You
whatever. But
future
yeah,
proofed it.
yeah,
Now we're talking
yeah.
about just
Peter
an
Krause.
esoteric.
There's people who know it. Lost Room's so fucking good.
So,
Yeah.
and then, as you know, when
The sewer's so fucking good.
I actually worked with the creators of the Lost Room on a comic series
Yes. Yep.
called We Kill Monsters,
Mm-hmm.
which is also like one of the favorite comic series I ever published.
Not as good as Lost Room, but still.
No,
I
not
like
as
the
good as
premise.
Lost Room, but the two people who were the creators of that show went on to create other good things, so that was good. But
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, they're still doing very well for themselves.
yeah, Lost Room's amazing. Anyway, we are now, but that it's only related because Lost Room involves magic artifacts.
Yes. Objects.
And objects, and apparently Mel's Hole is creating special artifacts
With crazy rules they definitely don't just make up at the time to fit whatever.
Okay, off we go. And by the way, Muggles, I am watching Silo, and Silo is amazing so far.
I've watched the first episode now, Paul. So, but whatever. We aren't going to get into a silo conversation here.
But okay, but thumbs up or thumbs down?
So far, good. First episode still just kind of like, okay, you're introducing everything. I'm always like, I'm willing to give shows, a good 2 or 3. I get it. Like
Right,
first
right,
episode,
right.
you
Yeah.
got to introduce the scenario, you got to introduce the characters. I get it. It's not going to be,
Yeah.
like super crazy. I'm enjoying it enough that I'm like, okay, I want to give it another one. A couple people have told me it's like, first one's like fine, second one's like, oh, pretty good, and they're like, third episode is there. That's where you're like, oh, holy shit, this is really good.
I think they're right
Yeah,
about
and
that.
I'm-
Yeah. All right.
Oh my goodness, there's Paulogia memberships falling like rain from heaven.
Yeah.
Hey, Alf, haven't seen you for a while.
So I changed it so that the gifted memberships didn't do faxes anymore.
Now they do an Alf.
Yeah, that was because that was the only image. That was the only animation I had readily handy. So
What about the Agent Mulder? Was my idea.
Oh, I didn't
That
actually have that
debacle.
handy, but it is a thing I could have done. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, this is better.
1963, or it would be a weather report from Iowa, or it would be something from Canada, or it would be Mexican music playing. But if he was very still, it would stay exactly.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm genuinely sorry to interrupt so quickly, but like any fucking AM radio in the evening, like on mine, you would pick up living in. Nobody in the States is going to know, but Saskatoon, I would pick up radio stations from like Vancouver. I'd pick up radio stations from Toronto. In the evening, when AM radio will bounce off the ionosphere, you can pick up radio from hundreds of miles away. So that is not a weird.
Not only that,
related.
but that is actually how I was able to listen to Toast to Toast or Coast to Coast. AM. I would often, living in the same province, living in Saskatchewan, I would occasionally get the Phoenix feed of Coast to Coast.
Yeah.
And Phoenix is nowhere close. Like Arizona is not close.
AM radio signals are low enough. They will bounce off the atmosphere and come back down, and you'll get they'll go over the horizon because that is something anybody with a radio can do.
Well, are you doubting the power of this gun to affect?
I mean, I guess I'm just letting everybody know about the amazing fun you can have.
No, that explains Canadian. That explains Canadian content, but that doesn't explain baseball games from the past or our future.
No, that part you'd have to have a very, very powerful antenna for that.
exactly on a certain channel there, and he would get something like Out of Time with it.
That's weird.
Okay.
That's really weird.
And so that is.
So now I see why you want to find the gun.
Well, I'd like to find him. I'd like to find out that he's okay and that he hasn't done anything really peculiar or pretty or very strange.
Maybe it's true that everybody who in any way encountered the hole in the area came to problems.
Well, the guy with the tires, I want to get in touch with him because I had given his. It must have been a son or it must have been a grandson of his. He once drove the truck out there and he had some problems on the property, and his son drove out there after him to help him with the truck and get him going there. And he had trouble there too. To make a long story short, I gave him a couple of buckets of 5-gallon paint buckets full of like rocks and metal and stuff that I'd picked up on the property.
Yeah.
That I was.
As you do with people who are in trouble. Here's some. Oh, you're in trouble. Here's a bucket of
pail full of
random
rocks and metal I picked up on the property. Keep it by your bed. It'll keep your razor sharp.
It's as good as AAA, Dave. It's just car broke down, bucket of rocks.
Mm-hmm. Also, did we already mention brain cramp throwing out Paulogia memberships? Like
I think we did, but if not,
we probably did. I've and
that's when we talked about. That's when we talked about Alf.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Wait, Lost Room is on YouTube for free?
Is it?
Well, if so,
like, is it some kind of official thing? I mean,
probably not. It's probably someone's pirated it and they just don't care anymore.
No,
because the company
it was Sci-Fi Channel. It was the
Sci-Fi Channel. Who even owns them anymore? No one knows.
I don't know what the deal with them is. Yeah.
Well, we're all I know is that we're the only thing on YouTube right now.
Yeah. There's lots of things on YouTube. We're the only live stream on YouTube right now. Right.
But so you should don't go Lost Room until this is done. But once it's done, you could do worse than Lost Room.
Oh, John Hunter. Yes. That is where the name Toast to Coast comes from. And we might have to do we used to do it at the start of every show, Paul, but we kind of stopped, like kind of a synopsis of what Coast to Coast was, and go, maybe we'll have to do another
maybe the mystery narrator who we had help us today.
Yes, mystery. We can trick Aaron Raw into do another one.
So maybe we should get ChatGPT to give us a summary of who
what Coast to Coast was with Art Bell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then have our mystery narrator could help us with that again. That'd be great.
Long story short, Coast to Coast AM was a AM radio show that ran for years, was hugely popular. By popular, I mean tens of millions of people listening. Mm-hmm. And Paul and I were both big fans in the 90s and early 2000s. And that's all we're going to say about it right now.
That's
but
right.
Yes, that is what this is based on. That is where the name Toast to Toast comes from. Yeah.
Also, to clarify, it still is a show.
It still is, still going, but now they have some jackass name.
Yeah, we were fans of the Art Bell era.
It sucks now. It's whatever. Yeah.
All right.
I would, instead of chucking them aside, I would just toss them in these buckets, and occasionally I'd sort through them and see what's going on. But I gave it to him to put in the back of his car so he can get out of there because he wasn't getting any traction. So, normally, out there when you're on that part of the country, you always carry a couple.
Okay, his story checks out. We were wrong to scoff at his buckets of rocks.
Yeah, so quick, Paul. It's the quick, that's the problem with skepticism is like you can be so quick to point out the aha moments, and then it's like, oh wait, no, actually, what you're saying checks out.
Some better ways to get traction on your car rather than loading them up with rocks.
It's a good one though. You
It's
know, if
not
you got a
terrible.
pickup truck, especially the old 2-wheel drive pickup trucks, that's you'd throw a lot of weight in the back in winter.
It's true, and
That's,
what I'm more used to from those days is you literally, because usually there'd be lots of people around. You would just you just get people to sit in there. That was easier.
yeah, or just pull it
Also,
out with whatever. Yeah.
I've been in a situation with a truck stuck by myself where no one was with me, and rather than loading rocks, you can actually put like sticks and things, like you can put various things in front of and behind the tires.
Yes. Yes.
Is a good way to get out of mud. Just I'm saying, you don't need
Kitty
to.
litter is a classic. Used to carry a bag of kitty litter in
Yeah.
my car. When I would drive up in like North Logging Roads and shit. Kitty litter, or just had some rubber mats, right? That you would put like, rubber to stick in, and you would like jam it in so the tire would catch that and kind of get out. Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm sure that we're now going to get in the algorithm. People are going to watch our, I don't know how long we've been on, 2.5 hour stream,
Yeah.
so that they can get
So halfway
tips.
done.
Tips on how to get their their truck out of a jam.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Truck Talk. I'm Dave. So if you're caught in a bad situation, let me tell you, yeah. Okay. So, I mean, if you're driving on shit, everybody has winter tires and stuff now. It's less of a thing, but like, if you're
Winter
in a
tires doesn't
place
help with
where
mud.
the roads aren't good and your vehicle, carry a bag of cat litter. Put a bag of cat litter in your vehicle, because it's fantastic for if you get stuck and you get in a situation where. Also, everyone has like 4-wheel drive and all-wheel drive now, so it's like it's not as big, but it used to be a bigger thing with 2-wheel drive, and you'd have especially the way differentials used to work. One wheel would like spin if it was loose, the other one would be stuck. But you put cat wheel litter down to get grip and go, and it was a nice way, especially with bigger trucks. Yeah, the name of the show is What the Truck. Yes, this is What the Truck with Dave. So people probably don't know this, but like my actual real life job is entirely about trucks and like aftermarket truck parts and hitches and lift kits and wheels and things. I could in fact go on about trucks at great length. Yeah, we won't. Anyways,
No.
Carry on.
But you know what? I would love to do an experiment now with. I'm going to clip that as a short. Label it literally like how to get your truck out of
Your truck out.
and see. So
See
for
what
example,
the algorithm does with it.
one of the things Dave and I did while he was here was fix my dishwasher.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we watched a YouTube video that said, well, we can do this ourselves. Let's try it. I noticed like, that video had like 500,000 views or whatever it had on a guy whose channel had like virtually no
87 subscribers.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So this will be our new thing. I'm gonna make that a short. We're gonna see if we can get to a million
Because the video
views
name was like this model dishwasher, this problem, how to fix, right?
Yeah.
And it's like clearly many people.
Error
own-
E15, how to solve it. So
Yeah.
if
how
I
to
have a
solve
very
it on this
specific title on
dishwasher.
it, we're gonna get your plans for your summer home, Dave. We're gonna be this is gonna pay for my grandchildren to go to college.
I'm excited to launch my new YouTube channel, which I'm not going to talk about here, but
All right, back to
I haven't
Mel.
talked to you about it, Paul, but plans have been made. There's shit happening. This might actually happen. This might
Couple
actually
bags of sand.
happen. Yeah. The YouTube channel I started on a whim just because I noticed
Oh
the
wait,
name.
wait, that one?
Yeah. Should I just say? I mean, it's not a
No,
secret.
don't. Well,
Nope.
I mean,
Yeah.
but okay, the one.
The one that when we were just sitting around in your living room, and it's like, I can't remember how it came up or what it
No,
like,
I remember
looked
how
and
it
I'm
came
like,
up because we were using my Apple TV to search for Paulogia via
Right.
voice search, and the Siri on the Apple TV didn't know what Paulogia was,
right.
and tried to come up with alternate suggestions, and one of the alternate suggestions was exciting.
It was exciting. And I looked and I'm like, really? Nobody has this YouTube channel yet? So I just went ahead and registered it. Now it's mine. and I have been making concrete steps
Really?
have been taken to actually make
Okay. Well, I am
content
gonna.
for this.
That channel is destined to be more popular than this one.
Probably, sadly,
Yep.
yeah, just because
All
of
right.
the name. Yeah.
Well, we
Anyways,
will. Once you've got that launched, we will let people know. But until
we'll
then,
plug it.
yep.
We'll plug it on my
I don't want to. I don't want to have extra pressure on you till then.
incredibly
So
popular Twitter Toast to
Mhm.
Dave handle. Me and my
There's something in the
14
back of your vehicle for traction.
Sure.
So he has a couple of buckets of rocks and possibly dirt and stuff that I want to get on my hand.
So you think then that anything that came from that area has unusual properties?
I'm beginning to believe that. And if we reel this story up to Australia, is that I was approached when I was in Australia because I was dealing with.
So finally, so good faith. So as you guys know, Dave and I, even though I listened to this long ago, so I knew roughly that Mel's Hole Part 3 had something to do with Australia. So the thumbnail and the title were in good faith.
Yeah.
We're finally getting back to Australia. I'm sorry for anyone who's tuning in specifically for
I don't think
Australian
anybody's
content.
disappointed who's tuned into this so far.
But in good faith, we thought this was more Australia themed than it is. So
I mean, I didn't.
okay.
Some people in the various ministries there, the government things, the ministries of health and different things there, and they were kind of interested in what I was doing. And I was approached at one point to take some of the things that I had brought from the U.S., and we gave them to some people up there, 3 men who had, like, advanced HIV.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys were in hospice.
Yeah.
Well, they're not in the hospice anymore. They're not on death's door anymore. These guys are doing just fine.
Wow.
This was stuff
This
that
is
we've
some
grown.
story. And Mel, why did you? I don't understand why you left Australia. I mean,
I just came back here to be with my family and what family I have here. And
obviously a big mistake.
Back in the U.S. here, and that was my primary reason for coming up here.
Art's making his feelings known right there.
What's that?
Art's making his feelings known. Getting me with family. Obviously a big mistake. Oh, Jesus, Art.
Yeah, Art's got. He never did make it to counseling, I don't think.
Vishanti has made me laugh very hard.
I see. Well,
Now logic.
you can't be giggling about
Name
your
of
private
channel,
jokes.
Now logic. No, it is not. And I'm not going to tell you what the name of my channel is. It's a secret. You're not going to know.
But you can't steal it from you anyway, so that's good news.
Oh, and we got a super chat.
Yep, it's on the screen for you to read.
Timothy Harmon, $5. I thought we would get to the Basque hole, but I guess not.
There's still time.
I don't get it.
I don't actually either.
I'm sorry. An album cover. Yeah. Yeah. I'll take S words for 5,000.
Wait.
Swords.
But when I search for Basque hole, I get Mel's hole.
Oh. Someday, Vishanti, we're going to meet, and it is going to be, we will either become best friends or hate each other because we're the same person in different skins.
Okay, so we see. I got Basque hole, see, and there's.
I don't. Yeah, it's Basque hole. I've
first.
never.
So here's the thing: don't look ahead because there's 5 parts.
I guess that's true. We have more. We have more to go to. Yeah, so I don't want to.
So
and like Paul, I listened to all the Mel's episodes when they first happened, but that was 23 fucking years ago. So cut us some slack. I don't remember this. I don't remember the exact details of it.
I think we would agree, each part escalates. So we had part 1 with things.
Your description is completely apt. It is the
Mhm.
Fast and Furious, where it's like it just gets like, and it's not just like slightly more. It's like every episode is like, oh no, now it's just like way more fucking bananas. And it's like you thought last episode was crazy. It's like that shit ain't nothing. When we get to this, and it's like I vaguely remember where it ends, and
Mhm.
it gets like you think this Australia teeth pulling Willie Nelson stuff is crazy. It's like no, dude, this is nothing. This is nothing. Where this story goes, it gets crazy. Don't
But
stop
right,
googling hole.
but right
Google
now
hole
we
every
have
day.
right
I
now
love
we
hole.
I mean this the hole is making magic objects now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So
Turns out anything around the hole, including Mel's various medicinal herbs that can cure
medicinal herbs,
HIV and
a stray Nazi
Spanish
gun,
influenza.
mhm,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and now just the rocks and the dirt themselves.
Also, turns out if you keep a bowl by the hole, you can store your weed in it, man, and it'll totally change the way you perceive
Mhm.
time. And you will get baseball games from the 20s.
Baseball games from the future.
Also from the future. Baseball
Mhm.
games that haven't even happened yet, man. They've got bases
I know,
you
but
haven't even thought of yet. Third base? That's amateur hour. We're fucking 8th base.
if you had stayed there, you might still be sipping pina coladas and
Well,
stuff. And
I do wish I was there. I got to tell you.
Except his wife was still suing him. Presumably, I feel like
Yeah.
if I'm Mel's ex-wife and I know that he's making $250,000 a month,
Timothy Harmon, you're spoiler alert. You got, dude. Appreciate the $10, but
should we not put this one on screen? Maybe this is one we don't. I don't know.
I mean, Timothy did pay $10 to ruin everybody's fun. So, I'm sorry, Timothy. I'm just being an asshole.
well, this
in the
is
basket.
speculation. We don't know if this is true or not.
We meet the seal-like creature with compassionate humanoid eyes that communicate telepathically about distant solar systems. Dude, just keep it on the low down, okay? Nobody needs to know the crazy ass shit that happens. And that's not even the craziest. That's not the craziest thing that happens in this story. So anybody who feels like, oh,
That's right.
okay, telepathic seals, I got it. I know where the story goes. You don't.
So the thing is,
Hang out.
and it's best
Keep watching Toast to Toast.
as with good storytelling. Don't jump
Yeah.
ahead. Like you gotta chapter by chapter. You gotta let it wash
gotta
over
happen.
you.
Yeah, you gotta lay the bricks. You gotta, it's not glorious work, but you gotta put down the foundation before you can, create the Notre Dame. Right? You can't just put the stained glass window in air. You gotta lay that brickwork.
On the beaches in Australia, the women there wear barely more than two Band-Aids and a postage stamp.
I've heard that, Mel.
Yeah, I mean, it's gorgeous. More ways than one out there. I
So
love
the
it.
money's gone, the postage
I
stamp
know,
girls
man.
are gone, the teeth are gone.
Oh.
Yes.
Everything that's happened to him. Well, let me tell you, Paul. But on the beaches in Australia, oh my goodness, the women there, Paul,
Mm-hmm.
they wear bikinis that are little more than two
Postage stamps and a
postage stamp. Oh boy, you don't see nothing like that in Washington. I'll tell you what. Anyways, $250,000 a month of medicinal herbs, pretty good. The wombat's cool. Carry on. Just the greasiest fucking old man. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just a 68-year-old fucking creep hanging on the beach with his $250,000 a month. Ooh, oh.
I got the whole weed, ladies. I got the whole weed.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm picturing it in my head, and it's really.
Are you picturing him looking like
tell.
Willie
I find it
Nelson? Because
confusing.
apparently he can pass for Willie Nelson.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully. And then they'll all be waltzing Matilda. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. Belt buckle's gone.
Belt buckle's gone.
Guns gone.
Belt buckle is gone, man.
Oh man, that's rough.
My fork.
And his fucking teeth. Let's not.
His teeth.
That belt buckle that really tied the room together. Man.
On.
I'm trying to get old.
Whatever your pineapple drink is, we all need. I want whatever drink pineapple drink you've been having.
Oh, what is this? It's only 5. Whatever. I'm just
a few people. The Hungarian man, he lived in the area, and actually, I have a lot of interest in getting to him. The priest fellow.
And the Hungarian and the Mexican and the priest. This was on national radio. Oh, okay. Nope, I'm gonna be good. We're good.
Oh, same.
We got a
same
ways to
thing.
go, my friend.
He's kind of connected to the Hungarian fellow.
Mel, I'm going to make a suggestion to you.
Yeah.
Maybe you should do what a lot of people do, and you should write a book about this. Have you considered it?
I don't know. I mean, that's my nephew was writing something based on me. He just thought it was great. He says, "Oh, I know this celebrity kind of guy here." I'm not.
Mel, people.
I feel like Mel would have to concentrate for significant portions of time to write a book, but unfortunately, his medical research really makes that difficult.
Well, between his medical research and the wombat rescue, who's got the time to write a book?
Who's got the time? Between losing $6 million, my research, and all my various
teeth.
wombat
Yep.
interests. All right.
He's gotta resmelt his belt buckle.
Yeah.
And,
This is okay. I'll be good. I'll be quiet. We're good. Let Mel talk.
Wrote songs about what happened to you.
Oh, I know. My nephew just showed me the other day. He had a compact disc called "The Ballad of Mel's Hole."
That's right.
wait, what?
Okay.
Ballad
this
of
is
Mel's Hole.
Yeah. Paul, Google that shit.
I'm up for a copyright claim.
I feel like there's not going to be a copyright claim.
Ballad of Mel's Hole. Oh,
There's
but
Art Bell.
you guys can't hear that. Hold on, I gotta add the sound to.
For anybody who doesn't know, that is Art Bell, right there.
Can you hear this?
I can't hear anything. Can you hear it, chat? Oh, I can.
Big hope for sale or rent with 80,000
Just-
feet of monofilament.
A cover of
Art Bell.
Yeah, it's what's the song?
King of the Road.
King of the Road. All right, yeah, no, we're I think we're in, right? We're this is 2 minutes. We got 2 minutes for this song.
Are we gonna get struck on this?
I don't care.
Okay, good enough.
Thinks Mel is bent. Now here comes the government. He's got the movie right. Maybe write a book, cause you think he might be the man with the means to make green. He's king of the whole. Well, you know that guy is doing swell. Someone paid a pile of cash to purchase a well. If you haven't seen the mystery hole, it's 'cause Central tried to plug it with the power pole. Now it...
Now there might be spoilers in this song.
Yeah, well, that might be enough. I think we've got enough.
We got
to
the
know
gist.
that I'm you know, that you and me singing the Ballad of Mel's Hole might just be the channel trailer for Toast to Toast.
is understood. Mel sold the whole.
I want to hear
and
King
he's
of the
got
Hole
for
one more
good. He's lying
No.
in the sun.
All I can think of. Do you remember Super Dave Osborne?
Yes.
I hope everybody in chat is familiar with Super Dave Osborne. If you are, there was a Super Dave Osborne bit where he was going on tour and he was going to go do his thing, and he had the Super Dave bus, and he was on the roof of the bus playing piano,
I
singing
remember.
King of the Road.
I remember now.
And-
Yeah.
And then, so of course it's Super Dave, and the bit is he hits a low tunnel and just, gets crushed and goes. And that's all. Every time I hear this song, it's all I can ever think of is the Super Dave Osborne. Oh,
I want to hear King of the Road one more time.
Making all that money can sure be fun. So go out
I don't
to
think we're gonna get
your own
copyright strike.
backyard. Grab a shovel, dig real hard. Now you've got the means to make green. You're the king of the hole. Did you find the hole?
All right, we'll leave it there just because there's probably spoilers as we go.
Yeah. King of the Hole. Love it.
Yep. I did not know there was a Ballad of Mel's Hole.
No, I did not. Ballad of Mel's Hole. That's going in.
We learn new things all the time. We missed the super chat, right? We got we got Rasputis,
Rasputis.
strangest adult
$2.
film backdrop song ever.
I feel like that's not true, but
I feel like probably what you don't want to do is just go into general Google and type King of the Hole. I feel like that's not a good search term.
oh my
I mean,
God.
depending on your tastes. I mean, everyone's
maybe that's exactly what you want.
that's
We're
exactly
not here.
what you want.
Paul and I don't judge.
Mm-mm,
You know,
no.
We're-
Enjoy, of course. But all right, so we have the Ballad of
Ballad of
my
Mel's
gosh.
Hole.
we
Yeah,
had the Ballad of Mel's Hole. Now I need to get back to
that's
proper.
apparently Mel's nephew.
No, this was Mel's nephew.
Yep.
That's why he had that inside information. All right.
That's right.
But yeah, so I think Mel, ultimately, I'm going to be looking back as I have a degree in commerce, as you know.
Yeah,
I feel like
served you well.
he's potentially going to not have monetized this situation to the optimum.
No, I mean I don't have a degree in commerce, and I can. Yeah, I can tell that Mel has made several fiduciary
There were some
mistakes.
missteps.
There were some missteps.
Yeah.
To be fair, he was heavily involved in his medical research. So
It's true. Which was, I mean, who am I to I mean, I've never had a single month where I've made $250,000.
No, and I mean
Maybe
there
when,
was
like,
rampant
without
wombat
selling a house,
bug.
at
I mean
least.
rampant wombat rescue
Oh, right.
operations.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. So
He's a
you know,
humanitarian.
He's a
I mean,
humanitarian.
you can't put a price on wombat rescue.
Well, another super chat from just me, King of the Hole, ellipses, LOL. Yes, that is classic. This is very good. This is all
news to us.
This is news to us. See, Paul and I are learning things. On
Everyone,
this
this
show
is
too.
an educational. This whole channel is down in the educational category. We have to live up to that.
That's a goddamn lie. You got balls putting this channel.
Well, what I normally do here is try and educate people.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. All right, are we ready
You
for
know,
more?
you got to have the exception that proves the rule, Paul.
That's right.
Right?
Okay, we're at the 3-hour mark. Dave,
We're on the 3-hour mark of the show, or the Mel.
No,
we're not. I assume we're not 3 hours.
of our
into that.
stream. There's I think 7 minutes left of art.
Oh, that's all. We're actually doing pretty good then.
Yeah, so we can you and I can get through this, right?
Oh yeah, 7 minutes, easy. Yeah.
Well, 7 minutes means like probably for us 40 more minutes, right?
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, 3 hours is a short stream for us.
Well, it's become that way.
It's become that way.
Welcome to everyone who's listening to us. Did you know that we're on a podcast now, Dave, and that we have actually had people? I can see the stats. I forget the number. There are people who have subscribed to us as a podcast.
Paul, where can I find the podcast for Toast to Toast?
Well, on the Apple Music, on the Google Music app.
Uh-huh.
If you have the Google Music app on your phone, be it a iPhone or an Android phone, you can search for Toast to Toast AM.
Yep.
And you can find us in podcast form in case you have 4 hours and you don't want to see our beautiful faces, but you just want to hear us. That's available to you.
I can't understand why you wouldn't want to see our beautiful faces, but yeah.
It's true. All right. And we're hoping that YouTube fixes this up so that it will be available on future platforms in the near future. But until then, we got 7 more minutes of art to go.
I would have if it wasn't for those meddling kids.
Oh wait, that was the wrong one. That was the King of the Road. Now we got more.
Yeah.
Now we got more super chats.
Thing we don't want.
You can read the super chat for me.
Not too far down on the list on the King of the Hole Google search has King Charles has a hole in his sock. So tying right back into the.
Well, he should. King Charles should. First of all, King Charles was the. This is a very relevant super chat because King Charles inspired the trivia game that we played.
Yep.
Our sponsor is Socks. Thank you to Pants, whose subdivision is it a division? Socks.
It's a new product they're launching. It's still Pants, but they just Pants also sell socks.
Socks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we got King of the Hole. So that's a trifecta super chat. Well done, Timothy.
Thank you, Timothy. Ticking all our boxes.
I mean, it's incredible. People told me they had drinks named after all of this, and
Mel's Whole Drinks?
yeah, in the various bars in town in Ellensburg, and I mean, it was.
It's a flaming Moe's situation.
Flaming Woes. Oh, that's a good one. We want Chili Willy. Oh my goodness, just me. You guys are amazing and enrich my life.
Thank you, just me. We love to hang out with you guys. This is the joy.
We do.
We could, Dave and I could just, get on the phone and listen to Coast on our own.
Here's the secret to this show. This is really just Paul and I hanging out. This is what would happen if we were just here. But we thought, you know what? Maybe other people would also want to hang out.
But no, but
us.
Dave, when we hang out, so this is you and I do hang out sometimes.
Sometimes.
And while that is amazing and good times, this is enhanced because people are engaging with us. Like it's not.
It is. It is. I am a social animal all the time. You're a social animal when cameras are on you. We're you know, this is where we found our Venn diagram, right? This is where our circles interact.
It's true. So you. That's not funny. That's just a spoiler. That's a spoiler for a 27-year-old Simpsons episode.
That's very good. That's very good. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. But yes. Anyways, we're glad you all enjoyed this.
Quite a remarkable phenomenon out there. It was really amazing.
Some say I'm like a phenomenon.
I couldn't, it really created quite a stir out in that part of it.
I got to send you something. That's so good. Anyways,
we also have a $2 super chat from Pandemonium, which is a great name. That's great.
It is such a good name.
You can't spell Pandemonium without demon. Also brought to you by Forks and Wombats. It's true.
It's true. Yep.
So I'm not true. So of course we've referenced this. Like I watched so long ago, whatever it was. I remember the belt buckle being a bigger deal. I thought the belt buckle played in a bigger role. Maybe it will yet. But I thought the belt buckle was a bigger part of it.
I mean, it's just kind of like he has his belt buckle. He lost his belt buckle. Oh, more.
Another super chat. Thank you from Mark Femkopf. Happy birthday, Paul. How young are you? I was born a year after Return of the Jedi and turned 18 a week after your work in episode 2 hit theaters. Well, so fuck you, Mark. And
wow, Paul, come on.
No.
You can't help me.
So Mark, congratulations on your youth.
Yeah.
I am old enough to have worked on the film that you turned 18 to enjoy.
Yeah.
So older than I was. I saw Return of the Jedi in theaters.
Paul is older than me, and I was born in 1978.
That doesn't.
I'm just gonna out you right here.
That
just
doesn't
gonna be
sound
rude
right at all.
No.
I can't have been born pre-78.
Well, math.
Okay, well, I'm young enough to be on YouTube.
But if it makes you feel better, I just sent you something that is absolutely going to enrich your life in more than one way.
Is it a thing that I need to share with everyone?
I mean, you can if you want to. It's a YouTube clip.
What happens when the prostate enlarges?
Uh-oh. It's an ad for prostate stuff.
Kind of ad? Yeah.
I need to... This is... Hold on. I'm gonna...
Wait, why don't we only got 7 minutes of Mel left. Why don't we get through Mel? And then if people want to stick around...
All right, fine.
We can do Mel.
I like this. I don't need... Yeah.
Country.
Well, have you tried... This is a key question. Have you tried to go back to the hole? Or the property where the hole is?
No.
I can't say as I blame you, really.
Right now, I'm keeping some of my cards close to the vest because I'd like to put some of the screws on my former wife there to see that, hey, let her know, and I hope she's listening, that, hey, what happened to me
can happen to you.
Can happen to you, and it might be worth your while to keep me a little bit quiet about things.
She's probably happy getting her, assuming everything that we've heard tonight is correct.
Mm-hmm.
I have no reason.
What the fuck does that mean, Paul?
What reason do we have to doubt it? None.
None.
Exactly. She is now making $250,000 a month.
Yeah. Possibly more, because honestly, she sounds like she has a little more business savvy and isn't so interested in medical research as Mel, so she might have gotten a better deal.
And I feel like she may well walk up to people who are paying her $250,000 a month and said, "Hey, do you want my molars?"
Mm-hmm. Not to mention, she's not subleasing the land; she owns the land.
That's right. She actually owns the land, so she may have negotiated even a more lucrative deal. Who knows?
Yeah. Yep.
Also, she probably just say, "Hey, you know what? For $250,000 a month, I'm going to buy my own. I'm just going to go on Etsy and buy myself a fork-based belt buckle."
Well, Etsy didn't exist in 2000.
Well, she probably could go to the local artisan and commission a fork belt buckle.
Or, just go to goddamn Sears and Roebuck and buy a belt buckle.
You can't just buy fork-based belt buckles anywhere.
That's true. That's true.
You would need an artisan.
You can buy,
Yeah.
You can go to, what's the Western wear store? I can't think of the name. Lanalee's? You know what I'm thinking of.
I do, and my son even had a job there for a while, and I can't
a part-time
even
job there at one time, yeah.
Anyway, I remembered, but yeah, though. What was it? It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. They're all over Canada.
Yeah, the
I
Western
assume the
wear.
States too. I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah, Western wear. Anyways, does super not important. Like so much of what Paul and I say.
Okay, let's try and get through this.
You're gonna do it.
Say 25 grand.
Look, right now I'm happy for an acre or two of land and a trailer. Right.
Oh wait, now he's begging his ex-wife for 25 grand a month. What is you lend? I'm sorry, Mel. Despite the fact
The
that
guy's selling goddamn plasma to buy smokes, Paul. It's not a
despite the fact that it's his name on the hole. It's Mel's hole.
Turns out he didn't legally own the land, so
I feel like he has no legal leg to stand on at this point. That anyone needs to give him.
Mel should have retained the services of a lawyer.
That's right.
Didn't. Too busy saving wombats.
You need to listen, kids, in your career, whatever you're doing, because the kids come here for financial advice. I know they come here mostly for truck advice, but if
they won't be coming here for truck and Canadian advice. But here's some financial tips for you.
If you are not actually adding any value, then you become you're very replaceable. You need to actually add value.
Yep.
In the chain. Otherwise,
absolutely.
Otherwise, ChatGPT is going to get you.
Yep, absolutely.
Call my own, where I can keep doing my work.
Well, this is some odyssey. This is something you've been through, Mel. All over us. Well, I was going to say stinging hole. It's not a stinging hole. It's an unusual hole.
Yeah, basically it's a hole, but I really did get the shaft in the end. That is
not funny.
There we go. Mel, bringing it all around.
He was holding on to that one for the whole hour. He was keeping that one in.
He had that one queued up.
He did.
Also, he got $6 million fucking US dollars.
Let's
not downplay that, which apparently is gone. So, hard to feel too sorry for him. Yeah,
I'm assuming that such a shrewd planner as Mel, it's sitting in an Australian bank somewhere.
Well, Timothy Harmon, you would have lost out there because there was big money in that hole, and you apparently Timothy Harmon was a real estate lawyer at that time, so that'd be the guy, Paul. If we ever find a mysterious hole. And an unnamed organization wants to go, we'll contact Timothy Harmon and see if it sounds like you're pouring another drink.
I am. Yep.
Well, then I mean,
I know it's probably not wise because we're getting down to the.
Well, but we have so much to talk about.
Everything about this show is based on wisdom. This is a highly wisdom influenced show.
Paul and I both have high int score, low wisdom. Yeah.
Sorry.
It has been a remarkable thing. I don't know. Did you read the facts that I sent you, or?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, did you read it?
Loves the taxes.
Oh, stop the show.
The audience, or?
Oh no, because there were names in it. I didn't want to,
Is there anything in there you wouldn't want me to talk about on the air?
Only the names.
No specific names.
No specific names.
Specific
TBD.
incidents.
Michael. Might be a bottomless pit.
well,
might not. We don't
we've
know yet.
covered
It's
a
only
lot of-
episode 3 of 5. Sorry, I'm replying to chat.
We is it to this one? Are we asking?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you got to go back to the initial. So we're now on part 3, but yes, it's a. It doesn't matter. You can listen to the recap.
We haven't really talked. Oh, this show has been almost nothing about Mel's Hole. It's about how Mel himself came back from Australia, lost 12 days of his life, woke up in San Francisco being prodded by bums who thought he was Willie Nelson, had his teeth pulled out. So he was literally bleeding from his mouth, and they're like, "Hey, sing
What
King of the
song did they-
what was it? King of the Road?" No,
No, it wasn't King of the Road. It
no,
was
that's the Mel song. I'm getting mixed up. What was
I
the
forget
On the Road
which-
Again?
other.
Yeah, sing On the Road Again for his Willie, and yeah. And
And he lost his
belt.
belt buckle, but also
They took his
don't,
belt buckle for some reason. They never really explained why they took the belt.
you're yada-yadaing over
Yeah.
that the whole the whole converted a Nazi gun into
Yes.
not only a silent gun, but it also
Yep.
changes radios so that radios can pick up future and past programs.
Yes, when the gun is near radios, it'll pick up future. And when you fire the gun, it makes no noise.
And
And this
also,
is a gun that he dug up from the
Right.
area around the hole. Just found it in
also-
the ground.
also that any herbs or plants that were anywhere near the hole have magic powers that are undisclosed magic powers.
Undisclosed. Yeah.
And also, there's speculation that the rocks and the dirt
Yeah.
may have
Might also-
transformed his Mexican neighbor's son in some way that is concerning, and we need to know what's happening.
But here's the real question, Paul. Is the belt holding up the pants, or is the pants holding up the belt? Who's the real hero here?
Ooh.
That's a Jack Handy quote. I can't
Okay.
steal credit for it.
I'm wondering now how this whole belt situation. I'm hoping that our sponsors, the good people at Pants,
Yeah. Had they but known
had they
content
been,
of this show, they may have talked about belts instead of socks. Who's to say? I can't say what Pants would have done.
no,
You know,
But
with
I'm
the
hoping
ad
that they're
copy
not-
that they supply me because they're totally real. And this is a real
Listen.
sponsorship that we get.
I think probably the folks at Pants, they understand that, like, if you buy a belt, no
Yeah.
one's walking around wearing just a belt.
No,
I mean,
No.
maybe, and that might be interesting to Google. I don't know.
yeah.
But
Also, I feel like I can. Never mind. Anyways, I spent some time in
belts,
Germany.
all I'm saying
Yeah.
is the belts tend to move pants, not the other way around.
I've seen some people wear belts and they weren't around their waist. That's all I'm saying. Look,
Interesting. Okay. All right.
didn't seem comfortable, but was
Okay.
alert.
Can I say this? There is a very, very, very strong connection with the Heaven's Gate incident and my property.
Well, okay, I will say
What?
Oh,
That's something you don't drop in the last 5 minutes of the
no,
show.
especially not in the year 2000.
Okay.
Okay.
this. You wanted to make contact with anyone who saw Marshall Applewhite up in that Ellensburg area
Yes.
prior to the last appearance on Coast to Coast. By the way, Mel, for your original appearance here was, damn, I had it here.
In February of '97.
I think it was February 21st of 1997. I got a call from my board op during the break here, and he said February 1st, 1997. And so you
Absolutely.
think somehow there's some connection to the whole Heaven's Gate thing.
I do believe, and that occurred, as you recall, about a month after my appearance
I recall, I recall, all
on
right.
the show, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
Well, there's no way for people to get hold of you, is there?
They
I mean,
can-
nothing that you can give out.
I will give out an email address if anybody wants to get in touch with me.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, buddy, go for it.
Okay.
I
It's
mean,
Mel Waters,
Mel Waters,
one word, run it together, @home.com.
Mel Waters at Hole?
Home, Home.
That's Hole.
No, I don't
Do
have
you remember
a domain.
home.com?
I remember home.com. Was that wasn't an Apple thing, was it?
No, that was like I remember Shaw Cable had home.com.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah.
But also hole.com would have been a great domain for him to have.
Would have been, and probably gettable at that time. Well,
No, not in 2000.
97 maybe, but
Yeah, there was a
2000
domain rush in like 98, 99.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't.
There's a lot. It's if we ever get into it, Paul, I don't know. Heaven's Gate and Art Bell, there's a lot. There's actually some very real, not anything to do with this, but very real connections that we could if people ever want to get into. That might be a thing we do in the future.
Home.com now redirects to whatever this is.
Okay. Feel it.
So I'm guessing that email address the Mel Waters may not actually work anymore.
May not be functional.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Off we go.
For
I remember what he's saying. Yeah, hole.com is probably a very valuable domain, whether or not it has to do with Mel's hole. There's probably.
Yeah.
So that's MELWATERS at home,
Is it a brand or
HOME.
is it a construction company? I'm just looking it up. I'm Googling it right now. Typing it in.
.com.
Hole.com.
Well, you're going to get a lot of email, Mel,
well,
because a lot.
I really want to know if something if that priest will contact me. I want anyone that knows
Any of the people from back then that had to do with you and the whole.
That's right. The Hungarian man, I'm very, very, very anxious to get hold of, and I do believe he would get in touch with me.
Well, Mel, I'm so sorry all this has happened to you. We're running out of time here, but you will never know how sorry I am that all this has happened to you. And
I'm gonna move along here. You know, it's
you will prevail.
And who knows? You may not have heard the last of all of this.
Oh, listen.
And if my wife is listening, ex-wife is listening, hey, you owe me.
All right, that's Mel Waters at home, HOME.com. You'll probably hear from the media, too. Listen, buddy, hold on.
On your website there. I want those people to get hold of me.
Hold on to your front teeth, Mel.
Thank you.
Later, buddy.
Bye.
Okay. Wow, we reached the end.
There you go. That might be. That's like the second time I think we've ever actually hit the end of maybe first.
Well, this was a shorter episode, and we also deliberately skipped over first half hour
because it was the we summarized it in our
recap.
awesome ChatGPT.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yes, very ominous that you may not have heard the last of me.
Yep.
And it's true.
We haven't.
We haven't. All right. Are we? What was this thing you wanted me to see?
Oh, you might get. Well, throw it on if you don't care.
Well, let me just see if you can kind of. There's a little secret here. Oh yeah, I definitely will get dinged because it's got this whole music section here.
Yeah,
so I'm not gonna. But you can. You can look it up
is
for yourself.
you watch if you. Yeah, everybody, it's a DJ Cummerbund who does fantastic music mashups of the Muppet song and the ooh wah, instead of the da 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 da. Wah. It's hard to
You've done an excellent job of imitating. I'm sure would be a delightful
fantastic.
song.
Yeah.
Okay, Dave. Well, we made it to the end.
We made it to the end.
And
anything else you want to?
I have a bit
you
of
have
a
lot of
drink
drinks.
So
left,
do you have a joke for us?
I do. What's a joke I haven't told yet? Well, let's see here. Did I ever tell you, Paul, about the two cowboys who get lost in the desert?
I've not heard about two cowboys lost in the desert.
And they're lost in the deep American Southwest desert for a couple of days.
Okay.
No frame of reference, no idea which way to go to get back to, safety and sanctuary. And after 2 days in the hot desert sun, they're starting to think they're going to, die out here.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to die of thirst. They're going to starve to death. And as they're walking, suddenly on the horizon, they see a smear of green, a little smudge of green in the horizon, which it's just been unbroken sand and dunes. So they start heading towards this. As they get closer and closer to it, they can see what's clearly some kind of plant life. Plant means water.
Awesome.
So they're thirsty, they're starving. And as they get closer and closer to it, they see a huge tree, Paul. It's a big tree. And the tree hanging from the branches is like one of those big round kind of trees, like branches all over. It's desert, right? So it doesn't grow very tall, but it's big and out and round. Has branches everywhere.
Like a Joshua tree or something, yeah.
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 Exactly. And these branches all have what looks like freshly cooked bacon.
Wow.
Fresh bacon hanging from the branches, grease dripping down. And the one cowboy turns to the other and he says, "Have you ever seen a bacon tree before?" He says, "No." He's like, "Well, I mean, that's it." And he takes off running for this bacon tree. Can't wait to fill his mouth and his belly.
Mm-hmm.
And as he runs, the one cowboy heads off the other and runs towards this bacon tree. Suddenly a shot rings out in the still desert air. And the cowboy falls down to the ground to his knees and then down, blood seeping from his chest through his fingers as he holds. And he falls down dead. Because he was wrong, Paul. This wasn't a bacon tree. This was a ham bush. Pew!
Yay!
Hey, everybody.
I like jokes.
Yeah.
That was a good one, Dave. That was pretty good.
There you go. There you go.
Is there a ham emoji? Someone needs to send ham.
I mean,
Send
I feel like
ham in the chat.
Yeah. Can't you make custom emojis for your channel?
I can. Maybe I can have ham emojis for future.
Ham emojis for future
chats.
future channel. That was no bacon tree. That was a ham bush. Yeah.
Okay. Well. All right. Well, then with that, I think we're done the stream, Dave. Unless there's any other business.
Picard season 3 was really good.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should definitely not watch season 1 or 2 if you've. There's no reason.
Just skip it. Just skip season 1.
Just pretend like again. That would be the thing. If I could, you just tell people there's only season 3. That's the only one that came out. It somehow seems less believable, but. My good friend Seth Andrews, everyone kept telling him that season 3 was great, and then he started watching season 1. He's like, "Why is this so terrible?" It's like, no one told you season 1 was good.
No one told you that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I feel like that's time for me to wrap up. So,
well, fair enough.
So, my
Down
friend,
that drink,
we
Junior.
will, I guess, sign off. Until next time,
Catch you on the flippy flop.
we'll catch you on the flippity flip. Later.
Good night. And that's the end of our show. Is that it? Are we off?
Kind of. I'm learning
Slowly?
to. Yeah, it's a new thing that I realized I can't